Hello, 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 and welcome to LRGA Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button on your way in. And if you haven't already, go ahead and ring my bell so you can get notified next time we upload a video. And so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streams. Those of you who got my freaking alert know that we are here for an open panel discussion because there's a shakeup in the streets of Potomac. Welcome to the stage, Sebastian says, and Corey. You guys, Candiace is out. It's the end of an era. Robin Dixon is out. It's the end of an era. What are your thoughts? Are you happy? Are you sad? I am actually pleased that Robin's leaving, but I'm a little confused about why Candiace would be leaving, other than she's in danger, y'all. She's in danger.
Huh?
Well, she's in so much danger. Let's add this to the stream. So Candiace Dillard Bassett announced after last night's altercation was fully aired that she is out of here. She's not safe. She's leaving. She's out. And I think that that's actually in her best interest. I don't know that, being at a job where you are constantly in danger is the thing, especially when people at work don't do anything on your behalf. Where was production on this? How did production let those eyebrows get through security? How did production, who overheard, there were so many hot mic moments with Ashley kind of plotting with the characters who she calls her fine, pretty.
False.
No, there are moments where she goes up and says, "Oh, are the cameras down?" And then she goes back and has a conversation with Big Bird, and then she goes back, and then everything blows up, and then she pretends like she's, "Oh my God, what happened? How did that go left?" And then for her to leave with the eyebrows instead of check on the paid ensemble cast member is very telling. Everybody chime in. Who wants to go?
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Hey,
I
guys.
watched this episode.
Hi.
Hey, I watched this episode multiple. I've already watched it twice, and I'm probably gonna watch it the third time again, so I could take my time and analyze. And I did.
Analyze what?
And the reality is, people need to realize this. Ashley has
Okay, wait. Are you about to say that somebody's responsible for somebody else trying to put their hands on them?
Well, I didn't. Let me finish speaking, then you
Okay.
can evaluate what I said. Ashley has every right to invite Deborah, whatever her name is, I don't care, to any event that she wants to. That is her friend. You have a right to invite your friends to events, especially like this is an event where Ashley is doing because of her now new entrepreneurial venture. She has every right to. And the same people who are all up in arms about Ashley inviting Deborah, y'all weren't up in arms when Karen invited Monique, when Candiace had that whole situation and they almost ran into each other. She has every right to invite Deborah however she wants. And y'all all are mad and stuff like that. Absolutely, rightfully so. Deborah should have never acted the way she did. But don't say things near someone, and then when they tell you to say it to their face and talk to them, don't run away. Don't try to tell them to go away. I've listened to both sides of the story, and my conclusion from this story, Deborah's wrong, Candiace is wrong. Kiarna, I feel bad for her because she got herself into a battle that had nothing to do with her. She got herself in between a fight that had nothing to do with her, and she became the victim. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, you too.
I don't feel bad for Deborah or Candiace. I don't feel bad at all for them, because Kiarna is the only one who really got herself in something that none of these women actually cared about her. Because Wendy or Candiace don't care about Kiarna. When she was sick in the DR having her whole gastric issues, they didn't check on her. They did not check on her. Wendy and Candiace do not care about Kiarna. And
Who the hell is that?
Right. The thing is, she's Wendy's friend. The The thing is, she's the one who got dragged in the fight.
They was the one that brought her the club soda or whatever.
Okay,
Man,
and
don't do that. You said they didn't check on her.
no,
So
they
we
didn't. It
gonna
was
say
reserved
facts.
for
We
the
gonna say
return.
facts. When she brought it up, she said, "What are you talking about? We was the one that brought you the soda."
Okay, just a little club soda. You think that's it? No.
Yeah, that should be enough. But you said no, but we gonna say facts. Then let's stick to the facts. Then she did check on
Okay,
it.
let me reiterate what I
Let's let
said.
him finish what he's saying. We'll go one at a time.
Let me reiterate what I said. Okay, she gave him a little club soda. She gave her a little club soda and carried on with the remaining of her activity, with their activities. The thing that people need to acknowledge, Candiace is a beautiful girl. She's gorgeous. She's very talented. But the mouth of hers, her mouth, is not something that we would allow people to talk to you about. I don't know how you guys felt. If I was Deborah, of course I would have gone up to Candiace if I hear her talking shit. Of course I would have gone up, calling me a vermin, calling me a whole bunch of things. Of course I'm going to be like, do you have something to say? I would. And actually asking if cameras are down yet, I hope you know their contract lists when they're done filming and stuff like that. And they have every right to ask when the scenes are over, because they have to take off mics and everything. When scenes are over, they want to take off mics, they want to take off everything. They want to get redressed and remove the mics, because the mics are attached to their bra straps. No, bra. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't know where they are. But the thing behind them, they want to be comfortable in the environment. Those mics hurt. I participated on in musicals in high schools. Those type of mics hurt, having them behind you. She has every right to ask, are the cameras down? And maybe she was going away because she was gonna get ready. She was gonna get her clothes checked, get her clothes off and everything, and put something new.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I doubt she was gonna do that, but maybe she wanted to get rid of the mic, get the mic off. But the thing is, yes, you can say whatever you like, but you can say whatever you like. But don't be shocked when people start catching hands. Look at the man in the subway on the A train in New York City who got shot in his eye, face and legs. No, face and arm. And he was just using his words. And then the other one came and was like, square up. It's the same thing. Use your words, but use them wisely. And when you want to use words, you have to know that not everyone has their own version of way of handling those words. I'm not saying it's right. It's completely wrong that Deborah did what she did. Mm-hmm. But you can't write checks that your ass can't cash.
Okay, that sounds like an interesting POV. You're entitled to it. We all have a booty hole. Who's next?
Corey, go, Corey. Corey, go.
Hey, I really don't have
it. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Manny.
Hi, Manny.
Hey.
Okay, Corey, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is if she ran her mouth, then she got every right to get popped in it.
So Mademoiselle has a great point that Candiace told her to go away.
There's a difference between telling someone to go away and telling help, get
and
the help
asking
away
them
from me.
What's the difference? Are you gonna say what's the difference between telling somebody to go away and telling somebody to what you
get
gonna
the
do?
help away from
what
me?
You gonna do mollywop me? What you gonna? So now it's the same sentence.
No. When you tell someone to get the help away from me, you're being condescending and you're
are you using the exact words in the order that you mean to tell them to get the fuck away from you?
You cannot tell someone. You
can tell people. Okay, so why
you can tell them that. Don't be shocked.
Wait. Candiace, the line is always moving for Candiace. So you can either say it and you take it literally, or now that she says something that you should take literally,
no.
It's not
it
gets to get translated.
It's not no line is moving. No line is moving.
It's a line moving. Last time Candiace got her ass.
Let me finish my sentence.
Wait. Last time Candiace got her ass whooped, everybody said because
why is it Candiace that always gets her ass whooped? She's always the common denominator.
She said, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Drag me?" And everybody said because the obvious hypothetical question, they made it into an invitation for physical assault. And now "get the fuck away from me" is now being translated into "come over here, whoop my ass." Please.
Okay, I listened to both sides of the story. Corey, so basically what happened was Deborah, who said that Chris from last season was looking at her, and that was all proven false. Chris never looked at her, never flirted at her, and she made that whole lie. Is friends with Ashley because they have kids around the same age, and they
I know that.
things. So Ashley invited her to her GNA event where they made their yoga line with Giselle, and then when cameras started to go down, so Wendy and Candiace started talking about Deborah when she was standing not too far away from them and could hear. And then she confronted them. I was like, do you have something to say to me, Candiace? You have things to say to me? Can you say it to my face?
No, you know she wasn't talking about him because they was mic'd up. So if she would have been talking about him, we would have heard it. So let's not put words in the mouth.
They could have removed their mic. You can move your mic away.
How did they remove their mic if we heard everything else? Get the help. Like how the man, Sebastian, you're not making sense.
They could move the mic. Like actually move the mic away from your mouth and start saying things.
You're making a lot of excuses.
Okay.
Okay, Corey, give your take.
My take in general, not taking sides. I don't really care about this this little altercation. I don't really care. But if whoever's running their mouth gonna run their mouth, then if that person that they running their mouth about want to pop them, they feeling froggy, jump.
Okay. Excellent. What's your opinion? In my opinion,
don't write checks your ass.
Well, here's the thing, then, and everybody on that show need to be popped in because everybody on that show has talked about somebody else. So if that's what y'all saying, then what y'all saying is everybody need to go ahead and blow.
Facts.
We can't keep moving the line every time. Wendy got assaulted last year, no resolution,
and it was her fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always the dark-skinned girl's fault. Every time they get assaulted, it's always their fault. No, but I'm just saying it's always their fault. There wasn't no accountability held for that neither. All I'm saying is we're not gonna do this. What we're not gonna do is say, "Oh, it's right to put your hands on somebody." You can say whatever you want. We have freedom of speech in this country, and if we take that away from people, then we have nothing left. They already taking away our right for our female organs. I be dang if I'm gonna let somebody take my right to speak my speech. Now, if you run up on me, you gonna get done up. Unlikely, Candiace is not a fighter. Okay, unlikely, Candiace is not a fighter, and they know that. So they keep on picking on her because she's a wordsmith. If you don't like the words that come out of her mouth, then you become a wordsmith and read her ass to the ground. But you have no right to put your hand on nobody ever. It's a keep your hands to yourself. And if you can't keep your hands to yourself, then stay your behind at home. I ain't never known no mama, okay? She's raising kids. Never known no mama that violence is the answer. And then you pour drinks on somebody's hair and then hit somebody else with a glass in their face, and this is okay? Miss me with that.
Excellent. Okay, Emmanuel, what are your thoughts?
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Let's talk about this. First of all, that fight, I think everyone had responsibility in it. Candiace had responsibility in it for running her mouth like she always does. Deborah had responsibility in it by throwing a drink. And Kriana had responsibility in it by inserting herself with something that had nothing to do with her, because we saw the fight footage last night and we saw it in slow motion. Deborah threw that drink to Candiace. Kriana took it upon herself to push Deborah in her face, and then that's when Deborah smashed that glass in her face. So I don't feel bad for Kriana at all.
Right.
Wait a minute. A smush in the face don't.
Let's just look at this. So let's do a hypothetical situation.
You couldn't see Corey. Her eyes were covered.
All of this. Let's get all of this like this. So you guys, let's do this. Let's say your auntie, who you love, was walking, minding her own business, and a hater who had been previously lying on your auntie's husband and family comes to you in the middle of a freaking cocktail event, and she's dressed in a unitard, with her hair pulled up, which is in the ghetto, that's I came to whoop your ass. She may as well have had Vaseline on her face and her earrings in her fucking pocket, because everybody else in Ashley's I'm Not a Pretty Girl crew had on their little mini skirts, okay? And now, so that's a sign to me that she came with that in mind. And then as soon as the cameras were down and confirmed that they were down, that's when I remember Big Bird, who I don't even want to ruin since her friend was the one in the yellow pulling people to the ground. Its eyebrows, knew the cameras were down. Now she's like, oh, you were calling me Sesame Street? You were calling me something last year? You said something to me last year and I heard about it on TV and oh, I'm Sesame Street. She came wanting the smoke and the fire, you guys. She was rekindling shit from last year, you guys, at this party. So how are you telling me that what Candiace said last year hurt this girl? So what? Her feelings needed to be hurt. You were saying that my husband was trying to get at you. You were saying that Happy Eddie was trying to get at you. I get to say all the words about your lying, trifling, eyebrow having ass that I feel like saying. And you, turn, get to suck them up and dissolve them, digest them. Think about what the hell I called you based on the actions that you and the harm that you tried to do towards me and my family on national TV, bitch, trying to get some time on this camera in off of my name. You're gonna come to this.
Can Emmanuel go?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me just say this, because according to the testimony of other people in this, the only reason Deborah went up to her is because she could hear Candiace and Wendy talking about her. So the thing is, if you're a grown-ass woman, you got to stand on business. If you're going to say what you're going to say, then say it and mean it and stand on it 100%. It's like Sebastian said the other day, never say something to someone you can't say to their face. If she's been talking all this mess about Deborah, and when Deborah confronts her, then she wants to do Beyonce mute challenge and say, get the help away from me. But then it's interesting that once everyone was getting like escorted out, then Candiace suddenly had the courage to scream at her ghetto, hood rat, cockroach, ratchet, all the same things that she said about Monique. So I find that pretty interesting that all of a sudden she gets her courage.
When people don't keep your hands to yourself, you can think of all of the most ghettoest terms for that person, because obviously your vibration is so low that you might look for crack on streets. Who knows what you're doing? Who knows?
And I get that, but the thing is with Candiace, listen, I like Candiace. I think she's a queen. I really do. I wish her the best. But for years, she has terrorized these women with her words.
Oh my God!
With her words. She has terrorized, called Ashley a slave. She has called Ashley a slave. She's called Michael a slave.
Ashley is a slave. She's still rubbing the overseer's feet.
That's not something you
still rubbing the overseer's feet.
She has mocked miscarriages, mom-shamed people, talk about people's body parts, ad hominem attacks.
Yeah, they've all talked about it. They've all done. Show me one housewife that hasn't done what Candiace has done.
I don't think there's a housewife that we can. I don't think. She's made fun of miscarriages. That's something I don't think.
No. But show me. So she made fun of miscarriages, and Giselle has made fun of stuff that other people haven't found funny. Robin has made fun of stuff that other
not
people
miscarriages.
I'm talking. So what? But the person who she's made fun
of, a miscarriage is a whole. That's a whole traumatic experience.
Fun about the miscarriage too isn't the person who tried to mollywop her.
They made fun of somebody's marriage. That's bad
not the same. That's not.
Yes, it is. A marriage is something sacred. Okay,
a marriage is a business contract. Look,
okay,
if
Corey,
you don't have kids,
you're right, Corey.
Your marriage is your kid.
What did Corey say?
If you don't have a husband, then sometimes your pet is your kid. So people get to decide what means the most to them in their life. You can't tell me what means the most to me in my life. And my point is still valid, because the person who you're saying she hurt with her words is not the person who tried to put her hands on her. It's her big four-headed friend with the eyebrows who she brought there for that.
Okay, Corey was saying something. I didn't hear what she said.
I said people make fun of people's marriages every day.
Yep.
In regular life, and marriage is not sacred. It's a business contract.
Right.
And if we can just
it
talk
has
about
been a business contract.
Oh no, marriage is not a business contract. I don't know who told you that, but marriage is not a business contract.
It's been that way since the dawn of marriages.
Well, my marriage is not a business contract.
Is an object. Is the object of marriage is to further yourself socially, business wise, or money wise. It's
right.
Well, that may be your terminology of marriage. Everybody don't look at marriage that way.
And if I could just add to that,
way since the dawn of man.
One at a time. I can't understand what you're saying.
I don't feel bad for the woman who sat up there and plotted with the Green-Eyed Bandits to destroy Monique. So you know what, Candiace? What goes around comes around. It's time to reap what you sowed. You had no problem going after Monique, and y'all destroyed that woman at that reunion. Y'all didn't let her say anything when she had that binder. You should have shut the hell up, listened to what she had to say, because now you're in the same predicament as she is. And you know what? I'll never forget Candiace for making fun of a woman's uterus last reunion. That's she goes way too low.
Well, Giselle could have been talking about the cobwebs in her uterus. That was a valid point.
Oh my.
That was a very valid point.
You do not talk about a dwindling
uterus. You come after me and my husband.
Get pregnant.
I got a dwindling uterus and I don't care.
If you come after me and my husband, I'm going to say all kind of stuff that you probably don't want to hear, including...
Okay, that's good, but just don't be shocked at someone. Don't be shocked. Not everyone respects the law.
Listen, even in law, look, you guys want to get legal. Fighting words are not an excuse or defense for a retaliatory assault and battery.
No one ever said they were.
Here's the thing, Curves.
But what you guys are trying to say is that Candiace's words are a legitimate excuse for someone to get physical with her in this world. And it's
what we're trying to say is
that a defensible offense. It's not. And she can get, I hope this big birded friend gets on the carpet and has to go to court, because this was not no mutual nothing. And
that's not what we're trying to say.
Roger, you should go to the comments. The comments are good.
Well, then Kriana needs to go to court too for punching or slapping or whatever she did.
Look, if I see, that's just like, okay, let's go over to Basketball Wives. That's usually where we're used to this kind of behavior. Mm-hmm. So let's take on Evelyn Lozada, the pussy patter. And remember, she loves to chase bitches down before and after she pats her pussy, right? Based off of words, right? And then she makes those people the problem because she heard words they said based off of her aggressive behavior. And she's not held to the fire over there, right? But we're used to seeing it based off of words over there. These women over here have a right to say these words, but I don't feel that anybody, especially after what happened with Monique, has a right to put their hands on. Nobody learns. Is that's part of why they're whitewashing history. So you can't learn from your mistakes. So you can't learn from history.
So are you gonna hold Kriana accountable too for not keeping her hands?
I'm not holding Kriana. I'm actually thanking Kriana because she saw the danger coming. No, she saw the danger coming and she helped her friend who was about to get sneaked. That's just what OG did when she helped the one that Evelyn called Ling Ling. Ling Ling didn't see that Evelyn was about to try to push her in the bushes. OG saw it and got to Evelyn first and pushed that bitch in the bushes. And everybody thanks OG because she was looking out for her friend.
And you know what that gets you? That gets you a glass broken in your forehead. You're bleeding, and your two friends stood up there and didn't protect you when the pretty young things jumped your ass.
Nor did Candiace protect her. Corey,
They couldn't even get to her. They rushed her to the bathroom.
Let me finish
and
first.
Candiace went to the bathroom as soon as she did.
Let me finish
in the bathroom.
Curves,
There were scenes. I'm not going to let you change this narrative, Sebastian.
Let me finish the sentence.
I'm not going to let you finish.
I'm not changing the sentence.
Sebastian, you're trying to change it. They went and checked on
I'm not trying to change it. Listen, Corey, while the fight was happening, and then one of Ashley's pretty young thing friends, you know, she has a lot of young friends. Well, she's young. One of her friends, the one in the yellow, you would think it's Mia, but it's not. It's actually one of Ashley's friends. She pulls Kiana to the ground.
She needs an assault charge too.
And then they all start beating up Kiana.
So the one in the yellow jumped in it?
Yes, they were there.
Jumped in it. And no one, nor Ashley, nor did Candiace try to help Kiana.
Look, this
Okay,
is
wait a minute. Then Key, whoever her name is, shouldn't have jumped in it. Big Bird shouldn't have jumped in it.
Exactly.
It should have been between Grover and Candiace.
But Candiace wasn't trying to fight. It should have been between get your ass out like I told you, leave, and none of this would have happened.
Okay, if she didn't leave and she came back, that means she want to fight. So
That's
either
Candice
leaves.
Candice was like, I don't have no words for her. Why is Big Bird talking to me?
So that means Candice either calls security or leaves.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When nobody did, they were.
No, Candice didn't leave either. That's what Corey said. Right,
Corey, there's another part. When this happened, Candice grabbed a champagne bottle and held it up as if she was trying to do something.
Because at that time she already
snatched it out her hand. Because we all know that Candice isn't going to do anything, and if that told us anything, is that Candice can't fight.
Then Candice should have called for security, point blank, period.
And why call? She's a freaking fight. Why did she have to call for shit?
Because she's talent. And this
but that's what they should have just been protecting talent.
It's always Candice that gets all this.
Candice is getting the check.
Right.
Big Grover ain't getting crap. Candice is the one getting the check. Candice is the one production should be protected.
And Big Bird, that's what I'm saying.
And they did not. And then
on the hunt.
Then you know who should be sued?
Who?
Production.
Ashley's 5-head.
Production.
No, Ashley doesn't
deserve
it.
And
Grover should be banned for life, and so should Big Bird.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Corey,
friends with her.
The thing is, they had filming had wrapped up.
If you guys look at the party, I went back and I was looking so hard. They were totally just watching and waiting for the perfect moment and everything. They were stalking and harassing Candice.
Or do you think they were hearing what they were saying?
Into a fight based off of the stuff she said last year. There was not a scene in this episode where Candice was currently calling this bitch Big Bird.
And it's so weird. It's so weird how Wendy is all saying
why
Deborah
is
from
Ashley
the
bringing these people in here?
Because it's an event for her yoga line that she started with Giselle. So she invited her family. Ashley's family was here. Her uncle, her mother, everyone was here.
Miss Sheila was there.
Who Miss Sheila?
And then
her mother.
Ashley needs to be dealt with too.
No, Ashley doesn't deserve to be dealt with.
No,
Ashley should be dealt with.
Ashley's part of the problem too, and she needs to be dealt with because look, you bring this bitch to fight a
Ashley
paid
don't
cast
live
member.
No more.
She brought this person to fight a paid cast member, and then
she didn't bring her to fight.
Just like Toya brought that girl to Quad's house on Christmas to fight Anila.
Yes, exactly. Same thing. And they keep getting passes. Why? Ashley needs to be dealt with. This is not safe for the rest of the cast, you guys. And Karen called it at the end of the episode. Karen even said Ashley should have known better. Even Karen was like, you can't bring these people around. No way, Mel.
No one.
Well, I find it rich that Karen wants to talk about keeping people safe.
Look, you guys, Mel NYC is in the house. You have been like MIA, not NYC. What's been good, my friend?
I know. I can't really say it long, but I saw that you were live, and I just wanted to say I'm going to miss Candice. I didn't get the information until recently, to just now. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that Giselle. So this is the thing I'm going to say real quick, and I miss you too, Curves, and everybody on the panel. Hello. I was going to say for me. Hi. I was going to say for me, I think it's so crazy. This whole season was a total wash. It was a total waste of airtime. I think it's unheard of in the history of Bravo for a woman or for the Grand Abandons to just basically say they do not want to work a film with somebody. You have two people, Wendy and Candice, that Giselle did not want to work with, and she was simply able to not work with them. That's outrageous to me. It's totally outrageous to me that was able to happen. I'm thinking of New York City a couple of years ago where it was really toxic there for a hot second. They had to fire half the cast, where they had to get up Jill and some other lady or whatever, and they brought in other people. And I feel like it was toxic this year too. But I don't know if Candiace should have been the one leaving. I think that Giselle should have left.
Giselle or Ashley should have left along with Robin.
Yeah, because I think that for me, Giselle was the reason and the root why this whole series has had all these issues, these fights, these problems. It's outrageous that she's rewarded again with another chance to go into somebody's marriage. The simple fact that she doesn't have a relationship. She's not had a relationship for a long time, at least a real one. Now, I feel sorry that her father died. I do feel bad about that.
Yeah.
But other than that, she's a horrible woman. And I just cannot stand the fact that she's going to be the next year. So I won't be watching. I'm going to make that vow right now. I'm not watching next year because I'm not going to watch her do the same thing she's done for the past years before. And, she got rewarded again by being able to stay again. No, it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't watch this year.
No.
I agree, Mel. I feel like Giselle did a disservice to the franchise for many years now. And it goes back before even Monique, when we saw her like switch and turn on Monique mid-season when she was obviously stalking after Candiace. And then she's like, well, one of them got to go. You know what I mean? And so for you to constantly be rewarded is them playing in our faces.
And you know what I think too? I think that Monique, you see, the thing is, I love Monique when she first got there, but I love Candiace more than anything. And I think the missed opportunity was that Candiace and Monique couldn't get together to say, okay, you know what, Monique, you know damn well that you were not too mad with me. You were mad with the Green Eyed Bandits. You were mad with them, and you should not have took it out on me. We should come together, get behind the scenes, try to figure this out. Because basically, Giselle got what she wanted at the end of the day. So what's going to happen is she's going to have a new target every season. And unless they bow down and kiss her ring and agree to be hazed, then she's not going to film with it. Is that what we're rewarding? We tell Bravo's going to say, okay, well, she runs the show. That's exactly what the rhythm is. Every time she's attacked somebody emotionally, they had to come to her to say, okay, I forgive you, girl. Now let's work together. That's not real life. I'm sorry. You cannot talk about people's families and children and businesses and taxes and think that people are going to kiss your ring like you haze people in college or something. That's crazy to me. So
I agree with you on that, Mel. I do really agree with you.
Oh, hey, Sebastian. Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
I agree with you on that. But the thing also is the whole Monique situation. We cannot forget that Candiace was also part of the Green Eyed Bandits when they were pushing those rumors around the child's paternity and things of all that.
She was in the meeting.
Candiace was part of it. Candiace was part of it. And the reality is there are YouTube videos. There are actual videos. You can search
and
up.
also, can you reframe it to reality? Yes, Candiace was there, but she's also the one that told everybody. So Candiace was the one that left that meeting and told on them.
Okay.
Well, wait, can I just? So, I was going to say this. I hear you, Sebastian. The thing I'm going to say about this, because I'm sorry I brought it up, but what I'm going to say is, nobody is not even Giselle, and I don't like her. Nobody's responsible, obviously, for Monique's messy marriage. It didn't work out. She had some problems. And her going out there attacking people for the rumors that her girlfriend she knew for over 25 years or whatever what it was. That was the real source of her problems. The fact that she was, so the evil on the show, and allegedly, in my opinion, was Giselle. It wasn't Candiace. Now, the simple fact is, she kind of, I'm not going to get into that. That's just a whole other thing. But I think that Monique and Candiace should have, in my opinion, I think they could have got together and that would have worked out because Giselle won, basically, from what happened. I'm hurt right now because I just saw this like maybe an hour. I was like, oh damn, I can't believe it. So I can't stay that long, but yeah, I'm shocked. I'm totally in shock.
I'm in shock too.
And I'm just I'm more shocked that Giselle won. It's just what it feels like.
I'm not in shock because the thing is, Candiace has always been a common denominator. People want to say it's colorism. People want to say all that. It could play, but very small, because Candiace has always been a common denominator in a lot of things. From the beginning, she has always gone low. She has always said horrible things, even though I agree with some of those things. They are horrible. When she started, on the first time she met Charisse or something, she called her a geriatric granny. And then Charisse was like, you better watch your words, little girl. I'm not the one.
And she talked about her boobs also.
And then she talked about her boobs. She talked about a whole bunch of things. Then she would call Ashley when she called her wide. She made fun of Ashley's miscarriage. Candiace has gone after people on Twitter, like actual
she threw a knife on her.
Like people who are commenting on her tweets, she would go after them.
But Sebastian, the thing that I hear you, brother. So the thing that for me, my standard is, I'd rather deal with somebody who's reactionary than somebody who's evil. You see, for me, I think that Giselle is giving me evil, and she's behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff. So everything that people list when it comes to my girl Candiace is her reactions. Now the thing is, she was sitting there like a little pageant girl when she first got there, and they tried to play for her and say, "Where'd you come from?" And she said, "I came from Jesus." So she had to always fight for her little space right there. She's reactionary, and I actually enjoy that part. Everything you listen, I
understand.
She's but I will say, for me, the evilness and the darkness that happens, what you just said, what all I got to do with Wendy? That ain't got nothing to do with Wendy, but yet they still attacked her. So
what about Wendy? I didn't bring up Wendy.
Well, I understand that when people, it is what it is. But the simple fact is the evilness. I don't think anybody can label. Anybody saying can label. What's her name? My girl Candiace or Wendy evil. I think that the evilness and the dirtiness can come from Giselle and from the Green Eye Bandits. Now, the simple fact is, it's over. I was in shock, but Giselle. What's her name? Candiace will go on to do better things, and I'm not watching the show. It's just what it is. So.
I'm actually glad that Candiace is gone, and I'm also glad that Robin's gonna be gone. They're both are gonna be gone. I'm glad that
Robin going too. Oh my
God, yeah. Robin's gone here now. So allegedly,
I'm happy about that.
So people actually was waiting to drop the article today that Candiace had resigned. Now for Robin, it's alleged that she won't be returning, and Jasmine Brand broke that story actually before we heard about Candiace.
Oh wow!
So the Jasmine Brand is usually right.
Yes, they are. And now we all know Candiace was fired.
I don't think Candiace was fired.
I do think.
Well, now wait a minute. So what did Robin said she? So I had to look that up because I can't.
Why do you guys think Candiace was fired?
Because Andy and even Lisa Vanderpump told us nobody leaves the show with the amount of money that you're getting paid. Nobody leaves the show.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
And Candiace,
it's not true because look, this is a different situation for a person who's been maligned and physically stalked and assaulted on TV now twice. That's not. No. That I feel like it's a valid.
You know what, Manny? I do. I agree with Curves. If I've been in a fight twice, and no one has come to my
not twice. She's been in fights multiple times.
I'm talking about two physical altercations.
Two physical altercations where
she wasn't in a fight in this one.
No, she was. That was a fight. The lady assaulted her with a drink, and that's how it all started.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wait a minute, hey, Corey.
Hey.
I'm looking. I saw your name. I didn't see your name. I was like, oh wait a minute, wait a minute, hold up.
But Corey, she not too long ago did an interview saying that she felt like she would leave, but not anytime soon. That was
maybe this was the straw that broke the camel's back, right?
No, but the filming has ended a long time ago, though.
Over a year ago.
Well, maybe she's finally come to a decision that for her own mental health and well-being, she has to leave.
I hope she does. I hope it doesn't work. And she has a lot of things to change.
She has to talk to management. She has to talk to her family. She has to figure out where her finances are going to be and how she's going to move forward without, this check. Because let's face it, Candiace is not a billboard topping, burning up the charts.
Amen. Speak on it.
So she's somewhere and stuck in mediocre land.
What the hell?
And she
so true.
Can she make money from her singing career, quote unquote, and bring that money in to replace that check?
Right. Okay.
Because we all know Chris not doing it. We all know Chris not bringing in the buck.
So funny. You know what? I don't think that Candiace is pressed for the coins you guys think she is. She still has mama's love. She still has.
Well, that's the thing. How long? But the thing is,
still has access to.
As long as her trust fund has money, Sebastian.
She's never needed this money.
Yeah, I agree with you, Corey.
But
if she's trying to make it without the trust fund, this is something she had to think about.
Now you see,
to
I
prove a
respect.
point.
Listen,
You see what I'm saying?
I respect Miss Corey very much so, and I'm not saying this towards you at all. Trust me, not. But I think
Got
that
it.
for
I
me,
know that.
no, I was gonna say for me, the biggest thing that I noticed with the Housewives of Potomac, she's the only one. Candiace is the only one that I've seen outside the show on legitimate things. So I think that for me, I'm not worried about her, but I'm worried about Robin. I mean, what y'all told me now, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
Robin
damn,
in that house.
I'm
No,
not worried
Robin is
about
fine.
For
Robin.
her
She's
house.
opening up a Glow 30. She's gonna be okay.
Oh,
She's
she
fine.
is?
Who?
Okay, who going there? I
A
don't-
Glow
What's
30.
that?
It's a
Glow
sub-
30.
it's
They're
a
actually very
subscription
successful.
based.
A Glow
Now,
30
how many does she
facial
have? She has about 2,
franchise.
3,
Wait a minute,
4.
is she successful though? Does Robin have the business acumen to make this Glow 30 or whatever it's called?
I don't know. Let's
She's
ask
gonna
her.
have to. She's
Let's
gonna have
ask her
to.
Hatline. Does she have the business acumen to keep it going?
Or is her mom going to run it for her? I
And
don't care. Listen, coming from a parent who has provided more than the average parent for one, I grew up similar to Candiace. I don't really care if mom buys me a house. I really don't give a fuck.
I don't think it's a wrong thing to do.
But I think that I don't have any problem with people with money helping their children. I don't have any
Me
problem
either.
with
Me
that.
either.
Yeah,
I
nobody's
think
having a problem
that-
with that for NECA either. Nobody even bringing it up for
I
NECA.
don't. I
And
don't.
her-
I don't
I've
have
never
any
had a problem with that.
Nobody's
I've
even
never had a
bringing it
problem
up
with
for
that.
NECA.
Because that's
What
my
about
life.
NECA?
They need to bring it up for NECA the way it was
Bring
a problem.
what?
The way it was a problem.
Yeah,
for
they
Candiace
should. Yeah, they
Generational
should.
wealth. They need to bring it up for NECA. That
Well, they're
her
probably
dad
not
is
doing it
buying these
because
houses.
NECA actually has a legitimate job outside of her.
She's a lawyer.
It doesn't
She's a
matter.
lawyer.
He's
It
not a
doesn't
practicing
matter.
lawyer
Her
drinking in
NECA
the
He is a
morning.
practicing lawyer. What
She
are you
was
talking?
in
So
LA.
she's a practicing lawyer drinking in the morning first thing and taking medication
No.
with all her
She was a
alcohol.
lawyer in LA, and now they just moved to Potomac, and her husband is a doctor.
Yeah,
They
but
got money.
she's not working in Potomac. You guys
She
just made it
is. She
sound
works for a
like
financial technology company. I'm pretty sure she's working remotely.
But wait a minute. We talking about? See, I didn't watch this. So we're not talking about that lady who came in with issues with Wendy. That lady was boring. Like I don't give a
Is
damn what kind of.
boring.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
care.
talking
I
about-
don't
yeah,
care
we
what
talking
kind
about
of business she. I'm sorry. Forgive me, everybody. I don't give two craps what kind of business that woman got. She was boring TV. There was nothing compelling about her to me. Now I don't care how successful a person is or not, but for me, that doesn't affect my personal
Well,
life. But
Curves
if
is the
it's,
one that brought
but
up
if it's
the fact
TV show,
I was bringing her
if
up.
it's TV show. Yeah, no, not you, Kurt. I'm saying just in general, is the woman having whatever. I'm thinking as a TV show, she's not compelling. She's nothing.
Correct.
Yeah, she was boring to me, and I don't see her getting better next year. But I won't know that I'm not watching it.
She's
Well,
probably gonna have an IVF journey next
You
year.
guys, this is not
that's it.
farewell, but a see you later. I think she's waiting for. She might just be waiting
Oh,
for
this
the
is a statement.
next
Oh,
set.
okay.
This
Well,
is what
you
you
know
told
what? I wish her all the best.
Yes, and that's why I think that
Well,
she.
it's a see
I,
you later. I feel
I
like.
think
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
I think that what happened was, realistically, I think they probably put her on a pause like they did Dorinda. They probably said, "Let's take a break."
Is Dorinda actually coming back?
No, because
Well,
Mommy's done.
Who's Dorinda?
Dorinda Medley.
I know. I'm just joking.
I don't think that Candiace has ever done anything as bad as Dorinda. Look,
No, she
Dorinda
hasn't.
and her dude used to come spagacked out to set. They were some type of inebriated, pick a liquor or a drug,
Oh, wow.
and they came in and they were doing stuff behind the scenes that had to do with borrowing money from castmates and all kind of stuff. And our girl Candiace has never done anything in that vein.
I agree
don't
with you on
think
that.
she deserves a farewell based off of anything that she's done, because she hasn't. The only thing that she's done is read these bitches better.
Come on
And
now.
if you find some words, go refer to a dictionary thesaurus or something, and really come out with some educated reads, then they wouldn't have to resort to bringing in big birds to try to stop me.
The thing is, people keep
Who's
forgetting.
Big Bird?
Ashley did not.
That's
we
what
need
they
to stop
call the
calling
one
her that. That's
eyebrows.
not,
Ashley's little friend down here under your
I'm
picture.
not gonna call her that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of mean.
Yeah, that is mean because I love Big Bird. You're right.
The thing is, Ashley has
Oh,
every right
Deborah.
to
Okay.
invite
Oh, Lord.
any of her friends that she wants to. It's not as if Deborah and Candiace had a physical altercation from before. It happened this time. So what? She lied on her husband. That is wrong completely. But that has nothing to do with Ashley's friendship and her. Ashley has a right to invite her friends and
I feel
family
like-
to her business venture events.
But when Ashley brings her on here, just listen to this concept. When Ashley's responsible for bringing on the eyebrows to lie about a paid cast member's encounter when the eighth housewife showed us that was in fact a lie, and then Ashley's forehead full of lies says, oh, well, I don't know her to be a liar, but you keep bringing this bitch around your paid cast members at work to antagonize them and their loved ones. I feel like
I feel like a lot of people keep on forgetting how Ashley and Deborah met. They actually met because of
I
their
don't care.
kids.
I'm gonna pull a Corey and tell you I don't care.
I
don't care.
I don't care either.
Why do I need a backstory for her eyebrows getting on the screen when I don't care about her?
I'm not going to comment on her looks. I'm not going to do
Well,
that.
I didn't like...
You comment on everybody else's looks.
Come on now.
Listen, I didn't like the way they were...
You be shady, boy.
I do not shade people's looks. I shade their characters.
Who was that? Emmanuel, what were you saying?
I didn't like the way... It's okay. I didn't like the way they were coming at Ashley. And I didn't like Karen thinking she was better than everyone, bringing a security guard with her, talking about, oh, you're putting us in harm's way. When you, lady, Karen, have put the public in danger when you've gone out driving while you're drunk. So you're the last person to talk about safety.
That part.
Well, I don't hate Karen, but she shouldn't have been drunk driving.
No, this is her second time. The first time she did it before she's done it before.
It's since she's been a housewife. She's done it.
DUI, whatever.
The second one.
She's done it before, Emmanuel. Isn't this her second DUI?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I know Maryland has tough DUI laws. I wouldn't be shocked if we hear Karen has to be clinked for a while.
No, she'll probably have to do a breathalyzer before she can drive.
Well, I mean,
Corey,
Luann didn't go to jail for a long time for whatever she went through. Whatever.
Corey,
and
I wanted to ask
Shannon Bedore had a more tragic thing.
So you guys...
Well, each state has their own different DUI
Somebody in
laws.
these comments is on Candiace and Kiana's ass. Look, so this Diane Long person, thanks for being here. So you don't care that this lady's bleeding from an eyebrows side character on the camera for clout?
I don't either.
That doesn't bother you? That this
I feel bad for her, but she got involved in a battle that was not hers.
I don't feel bad for her.
No, because
a woman being
wait.
You can be disfigured.
You guys are basically saying that if your friend saw you about to get snake punched, they were just supposed to let that shit happen?
I wasn't gonna put hands. I wouldn't put hands.
But the only way to stop it is to put your hand in the way.
I would have been like, let's go away, let's walk, and I would have taken her.
The only way to stop it was to put her hand in the way because Candiace was walking into it, and Candiace was in front of Kiana.
I'm sorry.
Kiana saw it, puts her hand up, stops it from hitting her all the way, and then they end up in a fight.
No, here's the thing. Look, Curves, let's say Corey and Sebastian are fighting. Then Corey throws some water in Sebastian. Then Curves.
No, it's not. It's only
Corey.
a fight if I'm engaged. Candiace was not engaged. You guys keep acting like Candiace wasn't engaged in this shit. That lady was trying to jump her and stalked her. Candiace was like, get out of my face. Get out.
But that is
not me in a fight. That's me telling you to get out of my face. You guys sound crazy.
Look, if they took this to the police would say that Kriana threw the first punch. So
what? Oh,
because she did. She did.
I mean, okay. Well,
because the thing is, Corey, a lot of people keep on forgetting this.
I'm not.
The situation was between Deborah and Kiana, but Kiana threw the first punch. She threw the first punch, and then the fight now became between Kiana and Deborah. So that's why, if the police did see this, Kiana would probably be the one who would be at fault.
Thank God they didn't. But the thing is, for me, so this is what I think, because again, I don't know word for word. Deborah, no, not Big Bird, the lady who came over there, she was the aggressor. She was the one that started all these problems. She came to this party to celebrate supposedly her friend. So why would she come over there with beef or some kind of hard?
Because Candiace was.
Excuse me. Why would she come over there after a year? To provoke all these problems? She's solely responsible for all that chaos that happened at her friend's event, in my opinion.
Because she heard Candiace and Wendy talking about her at the event. So she
But that's very
confronted her.
juvenile. That's very juvenile for her to go over there just because
Well,
she heard.
I think it's juvenile to call
No, it's
someone
not,
vermin.
a lot of people
That's
do
very
that.
juvenile.
A lot of people do that, not kids.
No,
Not,
but see, but her action, being heard and hearing something or whatever, the kids, she's a grown woman. Now that's caused all these problems. Now, a black woman, this woman that I think Curve had a picture of this woman, she was a figure, hurt because this woman being hurt. That's so juvenile. Oh, she's terrible. Absolutely disgusting.
She is. She's disgusting. And her kids and her
She
husband.
should not be invited to any more filming. No, she should not be invited to any more Bravo events ever again.
Well, she's no longer friends with Ashley.
Totally
and Ashley. So, do you think that Ashley should be in any kind of trouble for bringing this lady around?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Let me tell you why, Corey. Because when the event started and Deborah was saying hi to everyone, Wendy hugged Deborah.
And kikied. They kikied.
Yeah, they were like, hey,
okay,
Deborah,
you can fake hug and fake kiki. Okay.
But Wendy didn't aggress her. I don't see Wendy aggressing that woman. Deborah was the aggressor. She came in, she started being aggressive.
My point is, the people were okay with her. It wasn't like she was a threat. They were like, oh, we know she's going to come and fight someone.
But they also actually were, their initial question when they saw her was, why is she here? That implies that they know she's a threat or somebody who's not welcome or somebody who's there for ill intention. Their initial question when they saw her eyebrows enter the fucking room was, why is she here? Like they knew it was trouble on the horizon.
She is unbound.
But Deborah's eyebrows have never entered.
How much of a friend is Deborah to Ashley? Really?
Ill intention.
They're good friends.
Deborah's eyebrows have only.
They were good friends. They're no longer friends.
They were mommy friends. That's a difference.
Yeah, but
their
she was going through a lot. She was going through a lot, and her and
Deborah
misbehaved
at the same time. That does not make friends.
Okay, but it's normal to bring people like. Remember when Adriana brought Ana Quincon says it's normal to bring people that others don't like.
Is it? Really? Because Ashley wanted to see sparks. Ashley wanted something to happen. Ashley,
I don't think she did.
Absolutely.
Ashley's totally big forehead always wants something
to see the worst in Ashley's forehead and the gremlins that live in.
Listen, no. When Ashley does something wrong and shady, I do stand up. Like,
that's every other episode. Ashley does something shady.
In this case, she did.
Yeah.
The thing is,
my gosh.
in my opinion, I 100% believe that she did not think that this was all going to happen.
That's unfortunate.
I want to think housewife.
No, she didn't.
Housewife.
Ashley did this on purpose.
I feel like you guys all want to give Ashley the blame, but want to forget the fact that
she doesn't live underneath a bridge anymore.
Guys, Wendy said right here. There's a scene. Wendy in this right here. Wendy in this confessional was saying that she overheard Ashley say something to Big Bird's forehead and eyebrows were having a talk right after Ashley asked the question.
You guys not call them by their
are the cameras down?
Right.
And that the eyebrows was like kind of like really with her whole chest. Oh, it's about to go down kind of. But Wendy could not hear the whole thing. I need the 8th housewife to comb through and find that, because I'm positive it will solidify our theory that Ashley and the eyebrows were plotting.
It's a theory. We only talk on facts.
But Curves,
assumptions, and it's all allegedly.
Right, but Curves, isn't Ashley also almost responsible for the breakdown between Wendy and NECA with some miscommunication?
Yes.
No, because she addressed that very quickly.
Now, what justification do you have for her now, sir?
No.
Let me
There's a justification for that too. Ashley is being just too messy.
It was actually.
Okay, I hope everyone lets me finish speaking.
Absolutely reckless.
It was Wendy's mom who did that, but okay.
So that whole situation with NECA and Wendy, Ashley did tell Wendy, I misspoke in a lot of things, and Wendy was like, okay, Ashley, I forgive you, we can move on and everything. And then that's when NECA said that Wendy's mother called her cousin-in-law, her husband's cousin, Libbe, and started saying a whole bunch of hurtful things, and started saying, I can put your name on a shrine. NECA needs to know that I'm not like that. She doesn't want me as an enemy and stuff like that. So that fueled a whole new thing between NECA and Wendy at Karen's pickleball event. I think that's what it was. That fueled a whole new thing.
Oh, I see that.
So technically, it's not Ashley's fault because she
goodness.
technically squashed the whole thing with Wendy. And
Ashley
Wendy's like,
did
okay,
not.
Wendy, I'm
Oh,
okay, Ashley. I'm sorry. It's
So
okay.
She's
It's
gone.
okay. Because Ashley said that she was drunk and did not comprehend everything at first.
Ashley's always drunk
I
and
had to
can't
read this
comprehend.
article.
And if
Well,
I could,
at least she's not doing it driving like Karen.
and if I could just say something real quick, I am so glad that Giselle and Robin had left when this fight happened, because I already know people would somehow spin this on them. And I will say, I've never liked Giselle from the very beginning. I don't like what she did to Katie Ross. I don't like what she did to Cherise,
Monique.
to Ashley, to Monique, to everyone. But I think that this season changed Giselle in a positive way. I think that her daughter leaving and losing the greatest, the man that she has loved the most, her father, I think we're going to see a change in Giselle. I don't think she's going to be as vindictive and Machiavellian as she's been before. So
What have you been drinking? Oh,
no,
you got-
I promise you.
I'm
I
gonna
promise
need a
you.
full-on exorcism on camera.
yeah.
Manny, I love you, but I
Giselle
don't
isn't
think
full of the
so.
devil.
I think
No,
so
I'm
too,
telling
because
you,
the
Corey.
thing is, grief does a lot to someone. Grief
Yes.
changes.
And if
really?
you would have seen the way Giselle looked, because at the time, her father had just gone through surgery. He still hadn't passed away. He passed away like a few days after filming. You could see how emotional and distraught she was, even at the reunion, like the little preview. So,
And she was very grateful.
Her grieving for her family is not going to affect the way she treats other women.
No, it can.
I
It
don't
can.
think so. I think that
It
that woman.
could.
I think,
It
no,
could.
I'm going to say now. Listen to. Yeah, I'm going to say this real quick because I actually have to jump
Then
down.
you need to give Rena that same thing.
But I was going to say that for me, yes, blah blah blah, Rena. But
that's-
yeah, Giselle is. I don't feel that Giselle. Well, you know, I'll be proven wrong when this new season come up here. I can review and I hear about it. But simple fact is, I don't think she's going to. She can be sad and devastated for the loss, of course, of her father. But I don't think that she respects the women on the show. And I think that the fact that she has no respect for other people on the show is the reason why she treats them as badly as she does. She's a very nasty woman, and I think the fact that she's grieving will not. Hell, it might even make her angrier.
Make her worse.
It might make her angrier. So that's just what I feel about that. But you know what? This has been a rousing, very rousing conversation. I learned a lot of things. I'm going to read this article right here because I have to get down off the computer.
The YouTube streets are brighter today because Mel NYC reviews popped in,
Yes,
y'all.
boy.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes. We haven't
Listen,
seen them in a
you know
while.
what? This would I was just calling in. I didn't know I was going to have a debate, but yeah, I don't debate with people, at least on YouTube, what I do in real life. But this was good. It was good. I'm gonna be do more of these shows in the nighttime, and I'll be here. I'll definitely be
Right
calling
on.
in again.
I appreciate you, Mel. Thanks for popping through with your POV, you guys.
Yes, Mel, miss you.
I miss you
Just
too.
trying to help
You know what? I
out.
was shocked. I mean, I literally was just tootling around. I said, "Wait a minute, I thought that they was going to talk about the girls not coming back after a reunion. That's what I was waiting for, not before the reunion. So I was surprised that they did it like this."
And you know what? Candiace needs to focus on other things than this show. And I'm actually glad. I hope she focuses on her having her kid and her baby that she
well,
that's
I have a baby
questionable.
with that man, Candiace.
All right.
yeah, she doesn't want to have
all right,
a white
good.
baby. She said.
All right.
Okay, Mel, thanks for coming up.
All right, Mel.
What's she gonna do with all those 8 embryos?
I don't know.
Leave them
but she's
frozen.
gonna come back. I think this is just a time for Candiace to leave while they get the set clear and safe for people to be on again, and make it clear who's going to be allowed on set and who's not allowed on set. And it's really interesting, especially over here in Potomac, because we've had a couple of times where people did feel like they needed security and people made fun of them for it. And they were chastised for feeling like they wanted security. And people were like, oh, go on with that. And now they're like, oh, why didn't Candiace call for security? People need to freaking pick a lane and keep it consistent, man.
My thing is, the thing is,
and
I can agree
Mhm.
that Deborah. Actually, no, I agree. Not I can agree. I agree completely that Deborah is at fault. I agree.
Partially,
completely that
yes.
Deborah is at fault.
partially.
But this whole thing being turned on Ashley is completely bogus, because at the end of the day, you are not responsible for other people's actions. Ashley was not near here. Ashley
But you're trying to make Candiace responsible for.
I'm not making Candiace responsible. I'm just saying if you start talking about someone and then they start coming up to you and start asking
then
you,
you're still not responsible for what they do with their arms and freaking legs.
no, you're not responsible, but don't be shocked if they do. The thing is, people need to
I'm
realize,
gonna be shocked
not
because
everyone respects the law.
Look,
Okay, let me finish my
no
sentence
language,
first.
however abusive, will justify an assault.
Not everyone will respect the law when they have to. Some people are there to some people get down. When you disrespect them, that's when they believe they can get all aggressive to you and stuff. And which is wrong completely, because your words are never supposed to be fought. You cannot fight words with hands. They're not equal things. But not everyone notices that. Not everyone has those morals to respect words and not turn everything physical.
So we're gonna just make room for those people in society.
No.
Like I feel like we should kind of keep the door.
What do you think we should do to them? We can't kill them.
Well,
no. But we should just make it clear across the board. If you're teaching, I'm teaching my 10-year-old and 15-year-old, and have been for a long time, to keep your hands to yourself, regardless of what people say to you. Keep your hands to yourself. If there's a moment where you need to physically defend yourself, then by all means tap that ass. But keep your hands to yourself.
I agree with you, but your 10 and 15-year-old are not under the influence. Your 10 and 15-year-old are not under the influence.
That's all the more reason to tell these eyebrows and foreheads who've been drinking and are inebriated to keep their hands to themselves.
I agree with you. You're acting like I don't agree with you. I agree with you.
But you're also making excuses.
I never made an excuse. I never made an excuse.
What I keep hearing you say is that somehow words that were said by Candiace were the
provocative. Yes.
Were the problem and cause for an inebriated. Now this lady's inebriated and she's been drinking. Now that's part of the problem too. No, the problem is she didn't keep her hands to herself.
I agree with you. She did not keep her hands to herself. Deborah is at fault.
But here's the thing, though.
Is you always need to also acknowledge this.
Here's the thing.
Not everyone has our sane minds and knows to keep their hands to themselves when people are trash talking them. Not everyone does. She is wrong.
And let me say this, because I know Curves, I know Sebastian, and I know Corey.
Mm-hmm. And we all love each other, you guys. Don't worry about it.
Yes, we do. But I know that all three of you guys know, and you guys would never start talking crazy to somebody the way Candiace has talked to some of these people. I know y'all would not do that.
Actually, if I was on a show where I was paid by the shade, you would be getting all kind of reads from me. You would get them all day, all night. I'd be writing them down in the middle of my sleep so that I could stay gainfully employed.
That's problematic. So would you make reads for people who are having miscarriages?
Try to get up on it too.
But here's the thing. You guys would know that those words could have consequences.
Right.
Words are weapons.
Everything has consequences, Manny.
Look, but if you're on
Corey, I love you, Corey. Right?
Yeah, because let's keep it real. If somebody came up talking to us the way Candiace has talked to the people, we would smack their faces.
No, because I'm Black in America.
Thank you, Corey. Right.
First off, I'm Black in America. And I know that most of these court systems are designed for wish a nigga would. Okay? So, and in the case of Monique and Candiace, luckily these two negrettes both had enough money to get to court and have the other thing thrown out. But had they been regular schmegular negrettes, they would have both had a case. So I am always team keep your hands to yourself, regardless of if my mouth said something to you that you didn't like, then you better try to come back with something that my ears don't like too. But keep your hands to yourself, period.
Well, if you put your face in my face.
And Candiace wasn't even in her face.
Or what about
I'm not talking about Candiace. I'm just talking about in general. If you put your face in my face and you say something underward or underhanded and you don't expect me to pop you, by all means, put your face in my face.
Or what about throwing a butter knife at someone?
And mess around and find out.
What if someone
And
took
even
different
that,
classes?
if
Or
the person who she
EEA
threw
or
the
whatever.
butter knife at
Where we going
was
in
trying to
society?
whoop her ass.
Where we gonna go? EAEE or EEA or whatever the hell your name is. Where we going? Where we going? Where we going?
AAE.
Where we supposed to go in society? AEE or EEA? Where we
That's
going?
the thing. In a
Where we going?
civilized society, you learn
Where
how to
we
use
going?
words. In a savage society, you resort to physical altercations because you don't have the mental prowess.
Well, we don't live in a we
To
don't
rise
live in a
above.
civil
I got
society.
the mental prowess to shade you back. But if you gonna
Well,
put
then
your
keep it
face
there.
in my
Keep
face,
it there. If
if you
temper
gonna
is
put
so
your
high,
face in my face,
well, now we're taking it
I'm
to a
gonna knock
level
you
that
out.
didn't even happen.
Right.
And you know what? And you know what? One of the Bible verses that I know: ask and you shall receive. So when you're up in someone's face and you're saying, "Drag me," you're gonna get dragged.
And no, we
When
don't
you-
live in a civilized
And
society
you guys have
anymore.
to say it in the right intonation. Everybody heard the question at the end of that. What you gonna do? Drag me? What you gonna
No,
do?
but
Drag me?
then
That
she
was
said,
a hypothetical
"Drag
question.
me, Monique."
That was like me going to my 10-year-old and saying, "You gonna jump off the bridge if everybody else doesn't?" It was a hypothetical question.
Curves. Are you
Fat
forgetting
curves.
she said drag me? Drag me, Monique. Then drag me.
She said, "What are you gonna do?
Then
Drag
she said
me?"
you can drag
With a
me.
smile
Drag
on
me.
her face.
And
She
then
said,
that's when
"What
Monique
are you
said,
Yeah,
gonna
Mademoiselle,
drag me?
Mademoiselle H,
What
I'm
are you?
just
She
saying
thought
in
they were still
general,
playing for TV.
not towards
What
this
you gonna do?
subject.
Drag me? Because you couldn't have possibly
If you
been
put
wrong.
your face in my face, you gonna get something.
And her
Real
face
life.
wasn't in her face. The girl walked
But I
over
know
and
that.
started
I know that.
twirling
I'm
her
just saying
hair.
in general. You asked me what would I do.
Yeah,
Corey's
but
just speaking
listen, also, I appreciate that response, Corey, but
Yeah, I'm just saying in
you're
general.
adding the whole
Don't
thing
step
about
in my
in the face.
Yeah, don't
But
step in my bubble if you
keep
don't
it-
want me to pop you.
Let's try to keep it on this right here. So let's look right here. So in this situation right here, Candiace was nowhere near the girl. She was actually on her way out. Deborah was walking. There was a crowd of people. It looked like Candiace was trying to be away from her, but in a passing by situation, she wasn't going to put her face in front of these eyebrows. She wasn't.
I'm glad.
So
to
add that to this particular instance, I feel like we're just adding stuff to make it happen. Can we just stay on
the subject?
Candiace, in this moment, episode, was not currently talking trash about this lady.
Okay.
That's true. But also, you guys, can we normalize walking away from things? Because if someone comes to you and then you add fuel to the fire by saying, "Get the help away from me," what about we normalize walking away?
And what does she mean by help? I want to know what she means by that, because that didn't sit well with me.
She meant she was below her.
You
By
see,
calling her
Candiace,
to help Candiace meant she was below her. And
Candiace
I think Deborah is a little below Candiace. And I think that for her to come to a place of business, let's keep it real. A place of business.
Yes, this was a place of business.
Supposed to be supporting your wannabe friend and her wannabe business. Let's be factual, right? Let's stay on the subject, right? You come into somebody's place of business, somebody's place of work, and you want to start some crap that can wait till the cameras go down. So yeah, she was the help because she's Ashley's help. Because without her, Ashley can't get at Candiace. And Candiace is not going to let them eyebrows get at her.
But the thing is, Candiace cannot. Okay, Corey, can you acknowledge this though? Candiace likes to use fighting words.
AEE, you don't know me. Now, if you want to know me, we can find a time and place.
Oh my God, Corey!
AEE needs to chill.
I love you. She's a curvy. We all can have different thoughts, and it does sound violent to some people. Who, when you're not a violent person, if your team whoop a bitch and another person is team keep your hands to yourself, you come off violent.
But AAE is calling people names. They're saying the help, a peon.
Where does it say help? And wait, where does it say?
Go towards the end.
Okay. You We do live in a civilized, other women speaking.
We do not live in a civilized
restraining
society.
order. AAE is up here now. Come on through.
In a
Come
civilized
on,
society, we wouldn't
What's
have to
good?
watch over our kids when they go play at the park. Okay.
Lake life. Yeah, so when you have shit to lose, you're not gonna just freaking go around putting your hands on people.
Candiace has nothing to lose. Look how she got that bottle. That's why Cherie.
But she had enough sense to not throw it. That's how you know she knows she has nothing to lose.
Cherie.
All
Let's
she did was wave it around. It's not like
we've got to thank Cha-Cha for a sec. Thank you, Cha-Cha, for trying to de-escalate the situation.
Cha-Cha tried to de-escalate.
Her back was
Cha-Cha,
turned.
a lot of the things you said are turning out to be correct.
Right, about Karen being a drunk and everything. Mm-mm. I'm starting to like Cha-Cha.
You know, I'm so sick of people.
I don't think AA was talking to you with this. You're the help. She said, how about get your hands away from me because you're the help. You're a peon. She wasn't talking about anybody upstairs. She was talking about in this scene, I believe. Yeah. You guys took that personally? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't take that personally. But what I am going to take personally is this heifer called Lake Left telling me I'm not in her tax bracket when you don't know what the fuck I make. You don't know me from Adam nor Eve.
You took it personally. Of course you would. Somebody else is here.
So don't tell me what tax bracket I am when you don't know me.
Who is Lake Live?
They're in the back.
AEE.
They're in the back. They're making private comments. Are you going to say something on here, AAE?
Because this is not the first time you've come for me. Didn't I tell you last time, don't come for me unless I send for you, AAE? Didn't I tell you that?
Look, let's keep it on the fight.
We can make a prop. We can go online. You can DM me on IG and we can meet in person.
You guys are hilarious.
Because I'm so sick of you telling people what tax bracket they in when you don't even fucking know them.
You guys.
Excuse me, Curves.
The people can't see that you're commenting to private chat comments. They think that you're just talking. They're like looking in the comments for what.
I apologize, Curvies. Y'all know this is not my get down. But what I'm just sick of this person who's always coming after me on every panel. I'm sick of it.
Corey.
And I ain't said nothing but two words to her, but hello.
Look, there's enough to go around. There's enough room on right for everybody. We're all just sharing points of views. Everybody's farts stink, okay?
They sure do.
Let's all just get along to get along. It's team keep your hands to yourself. You can say what you want, but keep your hands to yourself. That's where I am. AA, what do you have to add to the conversation? Is your mic on?
Take her.
Let's see. You. I don't know. AA, do you want to say words? Naughty, thanks for coming through, darling. We are up here talking about Candiace, team keep your hands to yourself, team talk too much, eyebrows and foreheads running amok. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I didn't watch last night, but I kind of got an idea what's going on. What's up with Ashley's lapdog? That Sesame Street character.
Thank you.
Like I'm so upset, like, cause I want Ashley gone and I want Gizzy Gazelle out of there, and I wish Gazelle would have quit. But what's up with this Sesame Street character infiltrating?
Well, they're no longer friends.
Really though.
Well, maybe Sebastian can tell you how it's not really Ashley's fault for bringing her around.
Yeah. Why? It is her fault. Ashley implants her every situation she can because she doesn't have a storyline.
That friend, Deborah, is Ashley's friend through the mommies and stuff like that. So, Ashley's doing her little entrepreneurship. She's getting into this new athleisure line and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she just invited her. She invited her mother. She invited her father. Not her father, her uncle. She invited her uncle's wife. This was a whole thing to show, like, a kudos to her. So she brought Deborah. I don't think it's her fault. It's not her fault for that. The person who should get all the fault, as Corey said, is production for not making sure this situation was nicely de-escalated. But at the end of the day, the second person who deserves the most fault is Deborah, because she's the one who put.
Wait, Sebastian, do you remember in the first episode they brought Deborah to someone's house? Whose house was that?
That was Ashley's house. She was playing with Ashley's kids. Ashley's kids were playing with hers, and they were having a conversation about the divorce.
And even in that scene when we saw
Ashley.
You guys, even when we saw that scene when we first went to Ashley's seaside house, she was trying to get paid for by the suit against Candiace that ended up not working out. Yeah, that when
Michael don't need Candiace money to get it. He has money himself.
Wendy was like, "Why is she here again?" And what's up with this PYT? Pretty young things, yeah, right.
And no,
it's a dig to the other ladies because they're older.
Well,
yeah.
These girls
in Ashley's viewpoint that the other ladies are ugly.
Ashley doesn't have old friends. All her friends are her age or younger.
Oh, hi, Curves.
Hi, AA. Thanks for coming up. We can hear you now.
Oh, hi, Curves. Do you remember on that other live, people said that you and I were the same person? Or
yeah, they think we are because we have a lot of POV that matches.
And I think the accent that way we speak is similar.
Yeah, we're very articulate, darling. We sound a little white.
Yes, I heard that. I definitely heard that. But the good thing is it does get the jobs, though.
Right?
Yes, it does. It does. Work from home, baby.
So what are your thoughts?
Kind of what you and I were just speaking. Some people are able to articulate themselves appropriately. You can speak to someone and you can read, you can shade, do whatever you need to do, and you do not have to in any way throw hands. Like it never has to come to that. Candiace is one of those. Candiace has the pedigree. She is going, and she's a firecracker. She is, and a pageant queen. She is going to be able to address these other women in a way that they cannot do. Curves, if I may share something with you.
Yeah.
This colorism, because I know it was touched upon. Michelle Obama made a comment about what's been going on with this show and their behavior.
No way, I didn't know she did recently.
No, this was maybe about a month, 2 months ago, and she was she's like cut it out, like it was like cut it out, and it was about the colorism that's been very evident. Ooh. She did make that point. One thing I do want to say, especially when I bring up tax bracket, of course, that touches on income. When you make a certain income, especially as a Black woman, Curves, best believe that colorism goes far away, right out the window. Number one, colorism, this behavior that we see on this show, corporate America is shutting it down. It is shutting it down. The amount of liability, you're going to bring your colorism to these companies that you do not own. You're bringing your colorism to these companies where you do not even produce. You don't bring any productivity. Curves, we can have a completely different live regarding this behavior on this show and how it does parallel to what Black women, regardless of skin color, go through in these jobs.
Right.
One thing I do know, if you're making, let's say, less than $80,000 a year, which is the majority of Black women, and if you're working at a job, let's say, more than three Black women, there's going to be trouble. There's going to be abuse, some sort of colorism, something. There's always this behavior. And what Candiace has experienced the past few years, it is so indicative. Of what Black women go through at the workplace. The difference is once you enter that 80,000, especially 100,000 plus, where there are very few Black women, and you have to work. You cannot get away with this nonsense, this behavior. There is no Giselle in corporate America. Black woman, she doesn't exist. The Ashleys, definitely not Mia. And Robin is not a bright woman. She is not bright at all. She's not a bright woman. These women cannot survive. These women basically cannot enter majority society unless they are with a man, because they do not have the skill to produce. These women do not have the skills to enter corporate America and do the job that is demanded. I have seen these types of women in retail, and especially when I was younger, where you'll have a lot of Black women. They cause so much trouble, Curves. I cannot even express it. And that's not even talking about Black women in HR, in human resources. And also Curves, if PBS, we were just kind of talking PBS, Sesame Street.
Yeah.
NewsHour a few days ago actually brought up Black women in higher education and everything we go through in higher education. And Curves, again, that's a whole other line, because that is incredible. The level of racism, and it's by design. Imagine being one Black woman, just you by yourself, and you have a group of women who are constantly harassing you. And keep in mind, these Black women will always partner up with a racist white woman. But this behavior on Potomac and also RHOA is so indicative of what Black women go through when it comes to them making income. And it's a big hindrance. You cannot bring this behavior if you're making 100,000 plus, because you, number one, have to work, and there are no Black women for you to even try this nonsense with. Any Black woman, I remember there was one, she was a very light-skinned woman, kind of looked like Robin. She was really rude to me. I just ignored her, and that was it. Like there was nothing else. And I continued to get promoted. She stayed where she was, but I continued to get promoted because I focus on work. That's it. I'm not there to go back and forth with you. I mean, Candiace, that's her job. But for the rest of us who are regular people, go in, do your work, log in, type, go home. Do those meetings, go home. You have so many women who act like Ashley, who act like Robin, Giselle, Mia, just constant bad behavior. Even Monique, who I absolutely adore, but her behavior, that fight, you're bringing this behavior to corporate America. I personally curse. I've been assaulted within the past 6 months. Black women going into Whole Foods, this is them at their job. They work there, physically assaulted. I was assaulted at Xfinity, Black woman. She works there, physically assaulted. I was assaulted at a racetrack. I'm now going to petition the federal government because of what I've been going through there. And this is because of a Black woman. This type of assault and harassment, you're coming to where I live and you're going to harass me physically, humiliate me. And this is you at your job. And this happens a lot. Black women will use their jobs to abuse, harass, stalk, malign, group up with racist white people to attack a Black woman. And we can say what we want about Candiace. This behavior on this show is not only indicative, it is so poor behavior, and it's only going to get worse for Black women. Continue with this behavior. You're not going to make income, you will not make revenue, and you will continue to suffer. Because at the end of the day, you have to work and know how to behave. All this going around, talking, the gossiping. Oh my God, Curves, the gossiping, the bad behavior at the workplace. Everyone is seeing that now because you're bringing liability. You're going to use payroll. I'm paying you. You're using company time to abuse another worker so that person can't work. And you're now getting us the position where we have to be sued. I'll wrap up by saying the last company I worked with, when I did onboarding Curves, I actually had to attest to not harass women because of their color. There was a situation that occurred. I'm working for a company that all of you know, and they were sued. They were probably sued, and it was because of colorism. And I actually had to go through a panel. When you do onboarding at your job, you have to go through all that training test. Showed a young Black woman, a young dark-skinned Black woman.
Love you, Sebastian. Thanks for coming through.
And they said, you just do not engage in this type of behavior. No more colorism. This is a Fortune 500 company. Black women, you really had to stop with this, because what happened to Candiace is unacceptable. And I know why. She will not play her part. I know a lot of people get very upset when you see the Candiace or the Wendy, a lot of Black women, because it's not you. And I'm not just saying just light-skinned women, also brown-skinned women, dark-skinned women. You get so hateful and jealous and angry to the point that you will be physically violent because she won't know her place. She's Hasidic, she's uppity, she's It's ridiculous, and you're only going to get yourself, and you're only going to hurt yourself, because now people are going to start pressing charges. You're now looking at a position where you're not going to be able to work. And remember, because of what's been going on the past few years, Curves, a lot of Black women and Black men are moving more so in management positions in these retail companies.
Yeah.
You're managing Starbucks, managing, gas, just managing. And you're a manager, that's 401k, you have healthcare benefits, all that great stuff. So you're making money, you have benefits, but you're here misbehaving and abusing. And I say this across the board, managers and human resources, Black women, there's going to be a reckoning, because it's going to finally bubble to the surface, this type of abusive behavior. It's really coming to an end. So I had to just get away. Like, it's sad. Like, I had to really work hard to position myself away from Black women and put myself in a higher income where there are no Black women, or very few Black women, just to get away from this. Because the light-skinned Black women,
love you, Maddie. Thanks for coming up.
They're not doing this behavior, Curves. They're not doing this.
Right.
They're not doing this. So I'll stop and let you get back to what you're doing.
I appreciate your input, and I see like the correlation you're trying to draw, because people are like, what is it? What happened to the thing? What you're saying is that this is still a work environment, and in work environments where Black women are, this type of cattiness can happen because of the imaginary place that needs to be held by certain people. And once you are out of that place because of income, you are actually making yourself easier to become under attack, because you're not in the imaginary, I'm using air quotes, place that they have assigned to your person.
Yes, correct, Curves. And of course, like Mademoiselle said, to get back to the show at hand, bringing it back, that's kind of what I'm referencing. What's going on with this show, this behavior is indicative. It needs to stop. We see what's been happening with Candiace, and she left the show now. So what's going to happen? Right. This is very, very sad. And she's been abused. This young woman has been abused. Wendy had a drink thrown in her face, and it's consistently rationalized. Right. Like it's okay. And even this is being rationalized right now. That whole thing, they're rationalizing that Candiace's use of words on a show where you're paid to talk is reason enough for a stranger who's not even on your paid cast to have access to you to physically cause you harm. Thank you, Curves, for saying that. Thank you, because that needed to be said. Like this, what you just said right now needed to be said. This, you're going to sit and allow someone who is not even part of the cast, so not an employee, abuse this girl. And of course, it's rationalized as someone else. And now the panel has been discussing that Ashley may have incited, or she's here adding fuel to the fire, or she's the one who instigated this. Like, this is what goes on all the time. Everyone is just now seeing on Potomac what happens in the workplace already. And you're hearing on your panel, Curves, the level of rationalization. I'm going to pop her in the mouth. The words of violence. Just listening to your panel constantly keep rationalizing abuse because I don't like the words you say. You make me mad. You're mean. Like, are you serious? You're an adult.
Exactly. And that's my part.
Shade. You have to leave. You have to put yourself in a position that's your limit. If you feel quite triggered, if it's a limit for you, where someone who is more educated, more articulate, someone who comes from a better pedigree, that bothers you, that person is able to state in detail how they feel about you, and you don't like the words, then it's best for you to know your limits, step back and walk away, and stay in a place where it's better accustomed to your type of behavior. Because the rest of us are not going to tolerate your violence. What's happening now is going to be felonies. What's happening now is ensuring that you are not able to make income. That's what we're going to do. That's because right now there's a divide. It looks like there's a divide amongst Black women. Those, on that Candiace Wendy spectrum and everybody else. Either you're going to get with the program, be educated, read, shade, make the money, look cute, or you're just going to have to go, because you're not going to stay in this zip code. Point blank, period.
Yeah, and it's like so interesting too, because with downstairs and with all the things that these two, like Giselle and Ashley, have ever done or said. Remember, Ashley even started the show coming in hot, talking about the stuff with Robin and her husband and all of that, and she never got called on the carpet. Nobody ever felt
never
like
ever,
except for when Robin did almost bop her head in with the umbrella. Remember, didn't Robin?
No, Robin was gonna bop Monique with the umbrella.
But she went to Ashley's job with Giselle to try to jump her in the parking lot or something like that. Remember that time they showed up to Ashley's job and it was all trouble? Remember? And all of that just got brushed under the rug. And stuff Candiace said 3 years ago is still being brought up, and people rarely bring up the things that Giselle and Ashley have done that are, or even Robin, that are far more problematic.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, and I'm appreciating that.
Robin should have been gone.
AA brought up some serious points that needed to be brought up, just in how this does kind of mesh with what happens to Black women in real life. Look, I don't know that it's a generalizing statement. I'm feeling like a lot of Mademoiselle says we know it, but it seems like you're trying to generalize something about Black women. We're saying it generally, and it does generally happen. You know what I mean? We're not trying to generalize. We're just we're looking at when you're a Black woman, a melanated goddess in certain environments that have to do with making money, you can expect to see this type of behavior. And now it played out though for us in our face on this, because Deborah's eyebrows had a problem with Candiace not having a place that she thought she should have for her to be on a mute challenge, basically. And the problem with Candiace having words and being vocal about who she assigned to this woman's character being Sesame Street, like, you got to be playing. That's basically what she's saying. You got to be playing. You're on Sesame Street. You're playing little kid games. But you're going to come to me in an adult party a year later and want to physically assault me at work. But you only got into my work picnic because this other lady let you in as her guest. And that kind of stuff happens. I don't know.
Curves, you just described a setup. That's a setup.
Yeah, it's a total setup to me.
But we've been saying that from day one. From the first part of the panel. We said that. We said Ashley set this crap up.
Yeah, me and you think so, but Sebastian was not agreeing with us. I don't think Sebastian thought it was. I think some people do see the clear setup. I think they do. And just like the last time, I feel like there could have been a setup before in some other cases, but it didn't go this far.
Which one?
But that was clearly a setup this time. Like somebody said, when Monique got brought someplace by Karen, it could have been a setup.
Well, yeah, when Karen had that wig line party, and she knew that what's her face was coming, and she
invited Monique before,
and they almost, excuse me, showed up at the same time. That was a setup. Well, and that's when I lost respect for Karen.
I don't know. I'm all for when the people try to keep the people together and make them make up. That's better than Giselle.
I'm sorry. If I don't like you, you're not gonna make me make up with somebody. If I don't like that person, you're not gonna make me make up with them. I will say hello. I will say goodbye. You will stay out of my circumference. You will stay out of my bubble. If you pop your nose in my bubble, then you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
Well, that's the thing, though. So you're saying that your line isn't words; it's personal space infiltration.
Yes.
That's valid. Some people can feel like they're.
So I will read you, write you, co-write you, rewrite you, then produce you, then get a BAFTA award, then get an Oscar award, and a Golden Globe, and a Critics' Choice. But if you come up in my face, if your face is in my face, I'm gonna make contact. And that's what I've said from beginning, that some people have a problem with.
Yeah, she said BAFTA. She did. Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. So, okay, AA and Corey, is there a chance that you guys can do some kind of resolution?
No, because I still haven't. No, because nope.
So you guys don't agree on anything?
Nope.
What about you, AA?
Curse, I'm not too sure what you're referencing, if I may ask.
Well, I don't know. Corey seems kind of like you might have feels attacked by you, perhaps. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word.
This ain't the first time. There was several times on another channel. Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm not familiar with this person.
No. Oh, yes, you are, dear.
I don't know.
We're not gonna play stupid.
Well, look, I thank both of you guys for being Curvies.
Mariah Carey, I don't know her.
Reconciliation.
Exactly.
I really don't.
Exactly.
I thought Karen gave them 2 different times. And see, that's what I thought too, Kiki. But then I do remember the 8th housewife doing a flashback or something where it was like, it turned out that Karen might have lied. That was during Karen's lying phase.
Karen lied for 1 whole season.
Yeah, it was about 5. She was a good liar.
It was 5 seasons.
5 seasons. Like, I used to not appreciate Karen at all because I just felt like everything that came out of her mouth was a lie. But yeah, we're hilarious. There's enough room on right for everybody. Look, we don't have to all get along, but I love that we can love and respect each other. We don't have to think the same on this world. I mean,
well, don't.
But in this case,
but that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah, I feel like in this case also, I'm really sad that Candiace decided to take her toys and leave the sandbox. And before the reunion, now I'm really interested to find out what happened. Maybe them bringing up that drunk girl talking about Chris's peen, where he was like, "We gotta leave. We gotta bail out for a minute. Can we have some time off?" And she might have been like, "Okay, babe, let me protect you. I'll take you off the freaking TV screen so drunk people can't say you like their fried chicken."
What's lamb rock? Oh, I get you, Boost.
Also, Curse, I know this sounds horrible to say, but if you don't mind having another live, Portia and Simon.
We're going to have to look at that because actually Corey was just yelling at me in another freaking group chat we have going, talking about I'm a Simon sympathizer. But I'm just like, look, Portia be doing some shady stuff too.
Oh, she does. I don't know if you know did you know what recently happened? I think
he had the popo called about the pow at his house with her.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, you do now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on that, we do have to do a separate because that we can get really convoluted right now. Yeah. I don't know who to believe. I don't know. But if the police were called, that's what we need to start.
There should be a record. There should be a public record.
We need to start with the police report and see what that says. Chris's nudes were leaked today. What are you talking about right now?
Why? Who wants to see it?
When the only thing I was talking about was that lady who swore he liked her fried chicken. She released that picture. She sent it to some vloggers. Not everybody has it, but she sent it to some vloggers, and it was a 2-tone, appearingly caucus penis, and so they were like, "Oh, this must be Chris," and I know in the super trailer, Robin brings up, "Oh, so that wasn't your husband's 2-tone penis that we saw?" And I'm like, "Really, Robin? You got a lot of nerve. We're still looking for the receipt that Juan paid for at the hotel room. That's still way more damning than a picture of a 2-tone penis, a receipt paid for by your husband from food that could have went to your kids' mouths."
I asked Juan's aunt, what's wrong with him? Last time I ran into her, she was like, "Oh, that's between them. I don't get in that."
No, look, and Diane, I wish you would come up here and have some words too. You have a lot to say in the comments, and everybody, the only people you blame are victims, huh? I love it. I'm not sure about Karma, the lady that was hired by Giselle. Yeah, yes, exactly.
She was
the lady that was hired by Giselle.
She was
I agree with Mel's take on Giselle's overall evil persona. I don't think that grief affects people like that the same way that it affects other people. And she'll be back to her evilness in no time flat, probably sooner. Yes. Nudes. Hey, I don't know. What are you saying? What are you saying? Well, no, I don't. That's what she said was about the penis. But maybe, oh my God, maybe the drunk lady sent it to their vlog since they take everything behind the paywall. That's where we had to go find. Oh my gosh, and we're gonna have to come back.
You think she's that crazy? Well, we know she's crazy because we've talked to her. But
yeah, we talked to the crazy lady. She was like, "Oh, look, your neck is fat." I'm like, "I lost weight, bitch."
we know she's that nuts though.
Yeah, she was on one for real. Ashley is blamed, Diane. You can write it all you want. Ashley is blamed. Ashley is to blame. Ashley is to blame. Ashley's forehead of lies is to blame for the eyebrows coming on set.
Facts.
Two-tone peens, yes. The pH. Oh, he had some bad pH sticks, huh? Oh no. Oh, I get it. pH bad. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Bruce, have you noticed the type of women that Ashley associates herself with?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're just so questionable.
And you
have to wonder, because Ashley is going to have doors opened to her because of who her husband is. You're going to enter, particular spaces that she would not have entered before. So it's just really,
what door is going to be open but her next sugar daddy?
It's just really odd how you're coming from this marriage. You have the life. She's posted, all the great vacations and everything that Michael took her to, the restaurant. And of course, Michael has his other businesses, and Michael has, and also Curves. Michael has a lot going on that is not reported in the United States. He has money. He has a lot of money.
A lot of money. He practically owns a town in Africa where there's a lot of unrest and some other stuff happening.
I don't know if it's true. I heard he has something in South Africa too, and also Namibia. Like has a lot going on.
Are you talking, Diane?
In Africa and in Australia, and I heard he has something else going on in Asia. I'm not sure which Asian country, but Ashley
colonizers often do.
Y'all, look, she said, leave Ashley alone. Y'all call name and get mad when people retaliate. Shut up.
But
actually, we're on a panel for talking. See, now people sound crazy. This is crazy talk at this point, Diane. Just like it's crazy to expect Candiace to be on the mute challenge on a show she's paid to talk about. We're literally on a panel to talk about stuff, so we won't be shutting up anytime soon. I'm not sure.
Free to leave, Diane.
And then who do you want to show their face? I'm not sure, but that is my real picture on my thumb. So, I tagged you a long time on Insta comments about a tattoo on Chris Lake. Oh my God, I didn't, you know what? Stuff gets lost in my DMs. I kind of, when I get DMs from stuff, I'm like, who is that? Is your name Joanne on Instagram too? Because if it wasn't, I might not have recognized you too. You know what I mean? A lot of people be sliding in my DMs with weird stuff. And I'm like, I'm married. Ray and Michael have long money. Yep. Black Bill Gates and apartheid babies. Yep.
Michael could have made some money. I mean, he is an older guy. He could have made some money in apartheid South Africa and come in and bolt out. Michael they're saying, Ashley, get a forensic accountant. Like Ashley, and they're still married, so whatever.
She's not trying to divorce him. That was also, he didn't have to come on camera.
Because if she divorced, she gets nothing.
That was also, she didn't have to get on camera.
So he wouldn't have to get on camera.
So he wouldn't, and that's why he couldn't even, he wouldn't even let his voice be on camera was part of the deal, or else she was going to get cut off, you guys. Wow. And that's what I don't appreciate about Ashley. She's been playing in our face the way Robin's been playing in our face. They both need to take a note from Mia, who bared her soul to the world, you guys. Damn, deep. Oh my gosh. Who'd have thought that Mia would have, even if I still think there was a lot of lies in that scene, and I still feel like there's a lot of lying going on, but that was some honesty that we got in their household, way more than what we've ever gotten from Ashley.
And she's first chair, and Mia was first chair.
Yeah, for a reason. That was
Mia was
crazy. I would have never got on national TV and said my son wasn't my husband's. That would have all been figured out.
Why would she do that?
That's what she did. We gotta watch it. Like she got in that freaking thing and said her new. I told you guys. So okay, real quick, we're gonna.
Her new old boyfriend.
Her new old boyfriend, you guys. So I feel like we need to do a money trail from when Mia was in charge of all the joint stuff. And make sure that there wasn't money being siphoned to her new old baby daddy. Yes.
Oh, you know, she doesn't own the joint they didn't own the joint chiropractic in Owens Mills I was telling you about. They didn't own
they didn't own those. That was all a farce. They didn't, but she had access to the money like Sweet and Sour, you guys. And now Gordon's broke, and this DJ is richer than Gordon. Please.
Who is the DJ? I never heard of him.
A South Carolina DJ is richer than Gordon. Okay.
Shabba.
I'm just wondering if it's
You sound like Erica Giffrardi to me.
Right? It sounds, and Erica Giffrardi, allegedly she was funneling money to her dude that's in that she's kicking it with in Vegas now too.
Allegedly.
Oh, the joint that she owned is in North Carolina. That must have been so she could go visit it when she went and rode the peen in South Carolina.
Isn't Mia kind of too old to be doing this?
I agree.
Something from man to man.
But they still do it.
I agree. She's too old to be doing it, and her kids are watching. And you brought your crackhead mom on and used her for a storyline when you could have been telling us that you were smashing a whole other man and your son isn't your husband's.
So she pulled an Ashley. So basically embarrassing your mother, who doesn't have the best background for storyline.
Right.
And the other woman who used to be on this show,
Katie.
Katie.
Oh, I miss Katie. She's not even doing. I was following her on Instagram.
We need to pray for her.
She's out of rehab.
So mad how there are no honor among thieves. Giselle and Robin. That's what really, really pissed me off.
I can't blame Giselle and Robin for Katie.
There would be some honor. You would think, I want her to make us, the quote unquote, us look bad. But no. You knew this woman is going to watch. She was in a state, in a particular state, in her physical state. She should not have it on camera. I
can't blame Giselle and Robin for Katie. Katie has issues with her mama. Katie has mama issues and how she fits in society and how she fits in that family. You can't blame Giselle and Robbo for that.
Well, then if we're talking Katie, how's it any different from Ashley's situation? Mia's situation.
Katie's situation is different from Ashley's
from a situation
societal ties.
I can't even hear you ladies though.
Didn't grow up under a bridge. Katie's people have real money. Katie's people have real societal standing, and Katie has a problem being accepted by her mother. That has nothing to do with how Ashley was brought up and how Ashley grew up. There are two different things. Katie is under so much pressure to conform to what her mother wants her to be. Why she self-medicates, why she goes out with dangerous people, i.e. allegedly Russell Simmons, i.e. will put up with any kind of man who will treat her any kind of way because she did not get the love and support from her mother and her father. That has nothing to do with the bridge that Ashley grew up under. Two separate subjects.
Not when the common denominator is instability. The common denominator is instability.
Katie had financial stability. Katie didn't have love.
The financial stability through the marriage, because
Katie's
she didn't have
mom had money before she married Katie's dad.
Katie's mom. What now?
Katie's mom came from money.
Yeah.
Katie's
but money doesn't fix
father's money was just icing on Katie's mother's money.
Oh, Katie's father's money was icing on the money her mom already had? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Katie's mother did not marry for money.
But I'm not sure.
Stability.
AA's point is just the instability of mind, I think she was talking about, not instability of
because we all know money. We all know it's money, no money. Instability is instability. And just the dynamic with Katie and her mother on the show was just so troubling. And what I was bringing up Curves is just when that sight of Katie just breaking down, just how she looked, what she was going through, it was just so heartbreaking. And yes, I will say that when you're seeing a woman who comes from a Black woman, Katie's like whatever she wants to identify herself, who cares, whatever. That you have a Black mother, you come from, I'm a Black woman, and I'm seeing a girl. I mean, because especially as Black women, you can produce whatever child you want, whatever designer baby you want to create, your womb will create it, without a doubt. If you want your children to have a particular look, you're a Black woman, you can produce that. Mother of all nations. So you see Katie's mother, you see Katie, the way Katie's mother would speak to her, Katie's just instability that we have just been seeing throughout the years. And just like Katie being put in these situations that she puts herself into, her children, the ex-husband, it's just heartbreaking because Giselle and Robin showed her no grace. Zero grace. And that's kind of what I'm bringing up. That like there's no honor among thieves. You see this woman at the lowest point. She's a woman that you would click up with. You would click up with her under any other circumstance.
And they were in Jack and Jill together because Sebastian says that Katie's mom is Jack and Jill. Mm-hmm. And they finally got to bring up the words Jack and Jill on camera this season when Karen went and met Giselle, remember? Mm-hmm. So you're right, AA, because they should have some type of natural inclination and help a girl from Jack and Jill at least. At least.
And they did not. They just sat there, just not only got their keys, like they were gleeful to watch her breakdown. You're doing her breakdown and you're not even doing anything to like keep her away from the camera. Just like, protecting her shame, like her dignity. That's what really bothered me. You would
have to have an empathy chip
to see a woman that you would click up with any other circumstance. You would click up with Katie to bring another Black woman down. You would. You would click up, you would gossip.
And then they used Ashley to do it, though. They used Ashley to seal her fate and like tell her, I just don't think you're ready for this. I just don't think that you're real. Remember something like that when they kicked her off. But look at what Katie had to say. It edited an hour ago. Had to throw on a wig and read this news because my blonde hair goes too feisty. It says from Real Housewives, Robin and Candy Pants. It says leaving on the same day. I'm squinting because this is crazy. This is scary. The audacity. OG of RHOP thoughts on Monday. They are both such incredible human beings. Best wishes to life off the show. The fans still love you forever as you proceed. Welcome to being officially an original gangster. Katie.
She was throwing shade.
She looks pretty in the picture.
Yeah.
She looks pretty.
She's been posting a lot. She's like Katie vibes here.
And who's this man? Law Curves. Sometimes she gives me Brittany. Like she sees there's some white guys. Like she kind of is attracted to the Federlines of the world. She just gives me like she sees a Federline. Oh goodness gracious! Like it just or the G-Eazy type. Those white boys like they will. I'm just experienced to be careful with those type.
Oh, that's because they're so blamable, B. Giselle and Robin are to blame for the demise of the show, IMO. Even though I'm blaming Ashley for the eyebrows coming on and doing that part. Giselle and Robin's tactics over the years of tag teaming the women's ankles and attacking the very nature of the reason why they're on the show, while their imaginary relationships are null and void, is part of the problem and the demise of this great franchise that we had at one time. Their willingness to do all of this backhanded stuff while not sharing any authentic part of their lives, and then gaslighting us whenever we finally do bring up something real about their life, acting like their butt hurt that you got to talk about your husband going and paying the thing, and that he got a level 57 something set against him because of some other BS that you had your hand in. It's like amazing. They are to blame. The only BS that we need cut starts with a G and an R.
For real, Curves, like, we're talking about a show that literally is generating revenue through shaming Black women.
Mm-hmm.
All of these women, in some respect, come from the womb of a Black woman. All of them, regardless of skin color. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to sit here, play on colorism, real, and if you were to think about it, Bravo has been doing this. A lot of this is Bravo because they enjoy it. You're taking something so sensitive, and really, really exploiting it through Black women, against Black women, on a platform not owned by Black women. Whatever they're getting, whatever quarter of a million or maybe 1 million. I mean, you can look at Robin. Robin is not making over $1 million. Like, let's get it together. She's just, unless she's in a lot of debt that she's paying off to Experian, Equifax. It's still like basic struggle. And this is who you're using, these women, to just harass, attack other women. And Bravo is the one getting all the money. NBC Universal is getting all the money. While we're watching someone like Katie break down, you're seeing just Robin's behavior. Ew. You're seeing Giselle, who's she's so non-productive. She doesn't do anything. She has not accomplished anything. I don't particularly care for Candy. I really do not, because she has set up Portia on numerous occasions. But Candy has quite a bit of accomplished to herself. She does. She has this Candy. Giselle has just done nothing. I'm going to watch my language because your live chat will get on me. I'll just leave it at that. Giselle has just not done much of anything. She really has not. I mean, yes, of course, she's a mother, but then she's even passing that. She's passing her behavior to her daughters.
That's what I think too.
He is passing that.
I kind of feel like Giselle is to her daughters what Teresa Giudice is to her daughters.
But the only difference is between Giselle and Teresa is Giselle's daughters have sense. They're nothing like their parents. To me, they look like they are the most well-grounded people I've ever seen at their age. And I think they think their mother and their father are ridiculous.
You think so? You don't think they're waiting to get all dressed up for the camera like Gio over there in New Jersey?
Nah. Because look at Grace. Grace doesn't want to be on camera. And the twins really don't care. They just want to live their life.
Yeah, bless their hearts.
And share that one little fiat. That's all they want. That's all they want.
Teresa doesn't have any money. She already said that all she's going to do indefinitely is just these reality shows. And she's not that bright either.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's like not bright.
Some people end up a housewife for a reason, huh?
No, and Teresa, let's a quick talk about her. Notice what happened to Teresa, and notice what did not happen to Phaedra. We all know what happened to Teresa. And where was Phaedra? Phaedra was signed to Wilhelmina Models. She's not sitting in federal penitentiary. Phaedra still has her bar license. Let's not forget that. People can go up, down, and around about Phaedra. You know who does not have a bar license? William Jefferson Clinton. Curves. When you lie, you will lose your bar license. Think about that. Bill Clinton does not have his bar license because he got caught lying under oath about 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
You remember, he stayed in office, but you cannot be an attorney and you cannot lie under oath. So let's think about Phaedra. Whatever Apollo did or did not do, Phaedra did not get caught up at all. One thing about Phaedra never mixed money with Apollo. Never. I know for a fact that woman never mixed money with Apollo.
Girl, she would have been in the clink too.
To be in big trouble. Phaedra never filed taxes with Apollo. Phaedra is filing the highest tax bracket, just to protect herself. And look at what happened. Phaedra protected. Phaedra with her bar license. Phaedra, Wilhelmina model. Phaedra looking better than ever. Ever. And I do feel bad for Teresa, but when you enter these situations, you're a woman, you're not bright. Look at what happened with her. She just, and homeboy, dude, he got deported. And I'm sure you know, he and Apollo were in the same federal penitentiary.
Yeah. Did you guys, everybody in the chat, anybody who doesn't know, more exits are coming. Emmanuel is saying, but anybody who doesn't know, Michelle Alien, also known as the blogger on the infamous season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, when they were like, the blogger did this and the blogger did that, that's who they were talking about, was Michelle Alien. Well, she had an exclusive interview, you guys, with Apollo Nida after his appearance over on Married to Medicine reunion and season. We had like an hour and a half conversation with him over there, and you guys should go probably check that out. It was really good. Yep, and you're right. Phaedra does not let Apollo in the house, but Apollo also said in that interview that she's never been in his wife's house either. Like,
Phaedra doesn't want to go in there. Phaedra
do their exchanges at the door. Look, I've been married to my husband.
Phaedra does not want to set foot in that house.
Exactly. I've been married to my husband since 2007. He has other children. I've never been in their house. They've never been in mine.
Period.
Oh,
that's
how
the
kids come in. The kids come in, no problem. We wait outside. We'll talk outside each other's house for an hour and have a great conversation. But that lady has never been in my house.
Coming in your home.
And I have never been in her house. And
why would you be in her home?
We've been together since 96, married since 2007, and never have I ever.
That's respect.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a problem. That doesn't mean
respect. You're respecting.
That's total respect, right?
Yeah.
But and then in case anybody didn't see, because we're going to wrap this up because there's only so many things we can see, but let's look at, he said Deadline just said that there are more exit announcements coming, and it might be Ashley and Wendy. Now,
wow.
I don't think Ashley should have to go. If they get rid of all the dark ladies and keep Giselle, I'm going to be even madder, you guys. I'm going to be so mad. What did Wendy do to have to get gone?
Maybe she wants to leave.
I think the issue is she may not be like the energy and vibe of the show. I think Wendy may be more Married to Medicine. I think that
she could too. Yeah, she could.
I think Bravo,
Eddie's
Bravo
not in
needs to expand like the professional shows, bring in more professional Black women. Not everyone model entertainment.
But NECA doesn't deserve to stay, Sebastian. NECA needs to go learn how to kick rocks for a couple of years, and then she can come back.
I'm still not watching.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who's left. I'm done with. I'm done with Potomac.
Corey, we're gonna get shirts made that say "I don't care," and every time they say something, we're just gonna turn the camera on and point to the shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on my way out with Beverly Hills too. I'm gonna be out of the reality TV show space soon.
Yeah, and Toya, ooh, and even so then Sweet and Sour went on to go see Bitter Buffy and not Mariah Carey yesterday, and they had a premiere interview because they have a new show out too. Because look at this, they finally get my girl Dr. Heavenly off the YouTube streets, so they don't have any competition, you guys. Because now they're going to have a show on YouTube streets called The Receipt Room, and they were going to have it on Mondays in her slot, but I guess they thought better of it and they changed it to Sunday. And and then Toya and Toya's elbow and Simone's teeth jumped on YouTube. And then Sassy Pants and Cecil jumped on YouTube. Everybody's coming to YouTube now that the Heavenly is gone because they don't have any competition. And I think that says a lot too. It might have to do with that tax bracket thing. I don't know, because Heavenly was killing them and they thought she had a place that she deserved and she was adding to the tax bracket. So they were like, oh, go behind a paywall. And do you guys know that Heavenly's, if you guys, last time I checked, Heavenly was up to a good $5, and that's just on general $5 ones because people pay more. It was like $5,000 a month off top for just going over to her Patreon right now. So thank you for the extra stream of income for my girl. And because I don't know if she was making that much in super chats a month. But
that's groceries right there. That's groceries and gas.
Right.
So, Heavenly has been able to offset inflation.
Yep. And transcend the haters and monetize it to a whole other level. And look, they're just building up their channels. They're like, oh, we need this, we need that. And all her enemies are having to band together to come to the same platform they wanted her kicked off of. I'm just finding that so funny. It's just, oh my God.
If Bravo has a problem with Heavenly, they should have a problem with the rest of them.
But she said it wasn't really Bravo that made her get off. It was Dr. Daddy.
Well, then she should listen to her husband if she want to keep her husband.
Yeah, so that's why she got off the YouTube streets, was because Dr. Daddy was like, you can't do your YouTube channel anymore.
Was he being embarrassed by it or something?
Okay.
Because I didn't think anything was wrong with her YouTube channel. I mean,
oh my God.
I really don't care for Heavenly, but I didn't think, her YouTube channel was a problem.
I'm going to the news now. You guys.
What happened?
Oh my God. Wait, it's not even on here yet. Oh, 9 minutes ago. Here it is, TMZ.
Did the orange orangutan get charged with something?
Simon
Diddy's house. Diddy's
Los Angeles.
Rated?
Oh my God.
Hey,
it's
Dina.
Over.
His Miami and Los Angeles homes. I have it up now, Sebastian. Thank you. Sebastian is an excellent curvy. Thanks for coming. Look, I'm going to drop the link again. Come up and talk about it.
Hey, Dina.
So look, you guys, it's all going down. So Sloan Bella, even though she loves 45, I still listen to her sometimes. She's a psychic in the YouTube streets.
She gave us
the one that kind
Kim
of
Porter, baby. Curves. Kim Porter, Sloan Bella, Kim Porter. Remember?
Yeah.
About 9 months ago.
Yes, so Sloan Bella was the one who channeled Kim Porter, who told us that Diddy was going to got in November, December of 2023. Ever since she told us that, everything Sloan has been saying has been happening. She said that there was going to be more complaints. There were going to be more suits. They were going to try to break him. They were going to have to take all of his money. It's all part of the ritual. They're looking for a new person to take over what he was doing. Look, you guys, check out Sloan Bella. But in the meantime, Diddy's home has been raided. And
Good.
That means that law enforcement sources tell TMZ that the case.
Oh my God, that's his son.
Out of the Southern District Court of New York. We know.
Is Brandon in handcuffs?
That's him in handcuffs. So that's not Puff, but one of the sons in handcuffs.
That's Brandon and Justin.
Both of them in her handcuffs.
Oh
my God.
Justin, Diddy's sons, Justin
and Christian,
appear to be in handcuffs, you guys. Oh,
everybody, please pray for their daughters.
Everyone,
I know Mia.
Please pray for Kim Porter's daughters, please.
I know Mia.
Look, they came in with guns drawn. I can't run TMZ.
Oh my God, I know Misa is upset. Misa
took her home out of foreclosure. Stop going to Diddy for help. If she would make her own money, then she would have said something earlier.
Misa helped make her own money working for
Homeland Security. This woman knows so much. She has refused to say anything for almost 30 years now because she
wants to keep her life.
Are you talking about Jayla?
No,
Misa.
Misa. She used to.
Misa Hilton still works for MCM. as creative director, and she has her own styling
Now-
school.
Oh my God! So is
Curves.
this the
You
same
know how
star
Kim?
Marilyn
Remember
Monroe?
Kim in the '90s when we Kim, the way she was dressed. That's all Misa, all of that. The Kim being Kim, the color, all of that. When we think, basically,
That came
Misa
from
birthed
Misa.
Kim and Nikki to a smaller extent when it comes to style.
And Mary J.
And Mary J. When it on a unrelated note, but just to share with you, Curves, when it comes to, remember back in the day, Curves, everybody was wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Remember
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg? You know where that comes from? Rashida Jones, Kadada's sister.
Oh, okay. So she
Mhm.
knows a lot of stuff, you guys.
Oh, okay, I know everything. Rashida, because Rashida was, of course, through Quincy, was working with Tommy Hilfiger, like Tommy Hilfiger. She, of course, being the young girl, I guess, quote unquote, urban, and Quincy Jones' daughter, she put it to work. He dressed her girl Aaliyah, because I love Rashida and Aaliyah, like those two. I love those two. She's the one who put Snoop Dogg, and so that blew up Tommy Hilfiger, blew him up.
She was the one responsible for Michael Jackson's cover on Vibe and the Tommy Hilfiger outfits.
Everything, like when we think Tommy Hilfiger in the '90s, even Nautica, which I don't think some of you.
Oh, Nautica used to be the lick for a minute, huh?
That it really was. That is our girl Rashida, and then eventually, well, we can talk later about her. I don't want to divert your chat, but yeah. So,
No, this is breaking news. I love doing the little breaking news.
little
Even though it's
breaking
so
news.
far in the live, I'm gonna have to chop this up real good to get to it. But of course, if you guys are spending your time in here and not able to see this come across your thing, we got to talk about it. Dina says, thanks for being here, Dina. She's capping. She's still on YouTube with Carlos. Okay, well, she's on his channel, though. Daddy told her to get off her channel. So she will be doing Messy Mondays today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Carlos King. And she might address some of the stuff that they're trying to put on her in these things, because as it turns out, Sweet and Sour is coming for her, you guys. It's sounding like Sweet and Sour is trying to take legal action against Dr. Heavenly, who she stopped talking about. So, she didn't stop talking about her. She actually named her Elaine. So now anytime you hear any of these ladies who are Heavenly haters talk about Elaine, that's their new name for Dr. Heavenly. And so in the interview yesterday that she did with Bitter Beffy and Not Mariah Carey, she said that, oh, well, I can't mention her. I have some things going on with her. Let's just call her Elaine. And that makes it sound legal to me, because I know that usually if you have some type of NDA or don't want people bringing you up or cease and desist, they can continue to bring you up if you continue to bring them up. So it kind of sounds like she's trying to get something started on that. And now she's also trying to go after Dr. Heavenly's medical license, it sounds like, based off of this interview, because she's saying things like, oh, the Hippocratic oath that she took as my dentist applies to her knowing about my endometriosis as a cast member and viewer, and she wasn't entitled to an opinion or to say anything about it. Which I feel like is really reaching, because you brought your medical diagnosis on a show, had talked about it, and so we all get to talk about it, whether I'm a doctor on the show, a viewer of the show, or not. I'm not making any medical diagnoses of you. I'm questioning how long and to what degree did you know about this diagnosis before you sent 3 emojis and 7 words talking about you can give something that your uterus isn't willing to at this point. I'm not sure. How is she the problem for asking a question? And I'm really nice, you guys. I'm really nice. I just ask logical, intellectually honest questions that might rub you the wrong way, but it was a valid thought at the time. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just a thought I had. But if you start arguing with me about the thought I had, now I'm thinking, oh, that thought might have a point. Let's think harder.
Can we talk about how busy Black YouTube is right now?
Oh my gosh.
Black YouTube, you all have to go through portion assignment. That has to be done. So everybody needs to do a live.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's Puff. We're not calling him Diddy. We're going to call him what he is. Puff Daddy Sean Combs' defendant.
I'm really sick of Puff Daddy and portion assignment.
But why does his kids have to be in handcuffs, you guys? It's not okay.
And let's not forget
and Brandon
there
were
is also Jigga Man. The Jigga Man. He's
Justin and Brandon were implicated in a lawsuit. So I don't know if this raid is for the most recent one that the two boys were. Well, they're not boys. The two young men were.
Oh, so they're over. Everybody's over 18 in handcuffs in this picture.
Yes,
it's not a Jen Shaw situation.
Yeah, no, no, they're in their 20s and 30s. Okay. They had been implicated in the most recent accusations. There were 2 suits that were brought up recently for that man. I'm not even gonna give his name no damn more. I'm sick of them.
Oh my gosh, sad. We do have to pray
for people bringing Michael Joseph Jackson in all this mess. Let that man live. Let that man live in peace.
Who's bringing up MJ? Sorry for interrupting.
They're saying something. There's a connection between the doctor that gave MJ his fatal dose and MJ supposedly not liking something Diddy did, and now he's off our earth, and that doctor had something.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That Diddy paid homeboy to do what he did.
Yeah, there's an allegedly. Right.
Okay.
So are both of you saying that Conrad Murray turned state's evidence against Diddy?
No, that didn't happen. But it's just people are speculating about a relationship between that doctor and Diddy prior or during the time that he had his dealings with MJ. And then for MJ to end up not on our earth anymore because of that guy, they're trying to make it go back to Diddy and how whenever you have some bad thoughts about Diddy, you would leave our earth.
Well, he attempted. He done blew some things up now.
Didn't somebody's car literally blow up?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Cuddy? Was it Kid Cudi? Because he was kind of just turned with Cassie, and then Puff got jealous and blew up his car.
This is a great question, Miss Kiki. What I remember Dr. Heavenly's saying, and you guys know I'm a groupie for life and a Heavenly's angel, but what I remember my ears hearing was something around endometriosis. What you mean you can't give him no baby? Is everything okay? Or something like that. It was like, it wasn't anything that anybody with 2 brain cells wasn't going to ask. And even if it does take 10 years to get diagnosed with endometriosis, if you brought a woman on a show and your last text to her was, ooh, you should try to get pregnant either before you get on the show or during the show. And so you're helping her. You're trying to help her with her storyline that she came to you that she was going to have. And then you bring her all the way on the show only to find out that she has a diagnosis that could prevent her from doing. I would definitely be like, whoa, wait. Didn't you tell me you wanted to give him a baby? Yeah. Well, so you didn't get nothing checked out before you sent him an emoji with a baby? That's what her question was to me. But other people took it and ran with it the way they do and tried to make her into a demon for asking a question. I'm not sure. What do you guys think that's a legitimate question? Let's go here. Ladies, you're women with wombs. You have wombs. And if you would have sent a man 3 emojis, one was a ring, one was a heart, and one was a baby, and 7 words talking about, I can give you what you want, would you have checked to make sure there was no cobwebs in your uterus before you sent that or after? I'm just asking for a friend.
Before.
Gotta make sure everything's working right and tight. Best believe, Curves.
Because it would have been a breach of contract if I couldn't.
Right? Like that was kind of like a semi-contract she engaged in because it was only because of those 3 emojis and 7 words that he talked to her further. So I for sure, especially after I got him on the hook, I would have ran down to the doctor and been like, is everything working? But she is saying that it's a problem for Heavenly to ask that question.
However, with endometriosis, well, I see what you're saying. Of course, that can be treated. It can be addressed. a reproductive fertility issue many women go through, you of course can still have children. There's going to be difficulty because it's dealing directly with the endometrium, the zygote or whatever latching on the wall. There's medication for that. And also think about a woman's health. If she gets your body healthy, watch what you eat. We know there are things that we as women, there are foods that we eat that are very sensitive to our wombs. We know this. Do as a woman, if you're going to send this out to a man, get your act together. You know what you're doing. You know what you're saying. You know what in American contract.
Homeland Security up in there too.
Yeah, I said that. That was Homeland Security was part of this raid, you guys. It's real. And AAE, you're right. Giga Man is next. Anybody who knows, that's also known as Jay-Z, because the way that he met her, it's all the molesters, all the pedos, all of the alleged people who love young tight things are getting in trouble because there's an age limit of consent for a reason. And just because a mom or dad says, oh yeah, you can talk to my 17-year-old, doesn't make it legal into the eyes of the law. And Jay-Z, Sloan Bella, also named, she said as soon as they're done with Diddy, Jay-Z is next. And people are alleging right now that Beyonce is getting things in order to no longer be Mrs. Carter because she doesn't want to be affiliated with him the way Harvey Weinstein's wife left him high and dry. So
well, if that's the case, if that's true, then by all means, extricate yourself. And I don't think B needs to be saved. I think she can save herself.
Yeah,
if she want to jump ship, she can jump ship. But another breaking news thing. Another breaking news thing, Curves. Orange dude don't have to pay the $464. He only got to come up with $175 million.
Why?
Because he can't get staked. Because he broke.
That's not fair. That judgment was pretty extreme.
No, it wasn't. He should have kept his mouth shut.
$500 million? That's a little extreme. The judgment
he should have kept his mouth shut.
He said he's a billionaire, so half your shit is not extreme. You need to come up off all my money. I need Mar-Lago. I need all that stuff. The same
power, all of it.
He needs to be blacked. He needs to be treated like he's black. Anything that you would do to anybody else, you need to be doing to this man. He needs to come up off that money. And it's not extreme, especially when you were in charge of an insurrection.
And when the judge asked you to keep your mouth shut and you kept talking.
Yeah, no, that means you wanted to pay this fine.
And he kept maligning that woman, and he kept maligning him, and he kept maligning her. So he got everything he deserved. And no, his sentence his money should be reduced. Take all his crap.
Who reduced it?
Take his tidy whities. Take his tidy whities.
So wait. Okay, did they reduce it and give him another extension, or is it?
No, they reduced it to 175. He's got to come up with 175. I have to let me do some digging to see by when he has to give it up.
I thought it was I thought he had 48 hours. I thought it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be the 464
to be today.
Delivered today.
Supposed to be today.
And the judge just reduced it to 175. Let me do some digging in to see how. Oh, somebody
says yes. I'm back again.
He says somebody says 10 days.
I'm from New York. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
New Yorker, please let us know. New Yorker, please let us know.
I love you too, Mademoiselle.
Hey, Mademoiselle.
Curves, I posted an article in the private chat.
Okay, let's get to it.
So the 464 was excessive because with interest and everything, it was going to be for $500 million, I think.
Good.
It was going to be very excessive.
It was how is it excessive when he said he
ran
had
his
that
mouth?
Well, let me explain why it's excessive. It was excessive because at the end of the day, anyone who's from New York or anyone who's from very huge cities where they do a lot of real estate transactions and development, it's common what he did. It's very common, Curves.
What, it's a gag order?
No, it's very common. Inflating the property's value to get higher loans and stuff. That is very common.
Don't make it right.
That is what they do to repair and do a lot of things to get more equity, I believe, out
Don't
of
make
it.
it right.
Correct.
It don't make it right, but it's done by so many people. And if he
Correct.
went
Illegal.
down,
Correct.
Still
if he
illegal.
went down, all these other people would have to go down as well, equally
Yes, they
as
will.
fair.
It's called precedent. Thank you, New York person. It's called precedent. If you're going to set this stage now, this is what we're going to do. Everybody,
Including the people who donate to Letitia James's campaign.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
Thank you. And this is something I'm sorry for interrupting you, New Yorker. This is what a lot of people don't seem to get. You keep going after Trump, the New York billionaire, born and raised New Yorker. They're going to go after you next. New York is so difficult to anything litigation. It's so difficult. Not only that, on a plus note, Curves, it's very, very, very hard to foreclose in New York. There's a lot of protections, and they like to use New York City code to harass people borderline and be vague. Now they have set a clear precedent, and it's a former United States president. So now everybody's going to now follow it. And think about previous cases. Let's say there's a previous judgment. Let's say there's a previous collection. Let somebody from the past now come after you, and you have money. This is going to open a Pandora's box. And New York's already broke.
Good.
Migrant crisis. New York, I'm sorry for interrupting you. You're right. Just want to say a little political.
I feel like, real quick, that I don't think if the money was due today and he was given chances to STFU continue to do what he did and double down, I feel like the adequate punishment is what they said the punishment was going to be.
That's not what it was.
I feel like you should get to do exactly what you feel like doing. Told you're going to have a consequence, and now because you cry, you get the consequence reduced. When they told you if you didn't shut up, this is going to be the consequence. And so you talked yourself into a $454,000 bill because you didn't want to just STFU. And now you're going to, and you had till the day to pay me my money because you didn't want to follow the directions in this court of law, sir. And now you get 10 more days? No, I do not entitle.
Curves, are you looking at it from a political standpoint, or what are you looking at it?
No, I'm looking at it from, if he was black, he would have owed this money. And
okay,
that's
can I
looking at everything from.
That's
where I'm looking at it from. What you do for one, you do for all. What you do, how you treat regular schmegular people is how he's about to get treated.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay. The reality is, I knew this was coming. People who thought that Trump was going to pay $500 million are a fool. If you really thought that that was going to happen, it's crazy. If you thought Letitia James was going to seize this man's property,
I hope she does.
She can't.
You don't
she has that money.
She can't even seize the property, you're telling me?
So the thing is, to pay this bond, she wanted him to pay it, or she would start the procedures to seize the properties today.
Good.
And he was in the appellate court, the courts of appeals, whatever choice that you want to use for this situation. I knew that this was not going to fall out. Want to know why? Because the reality is, in New York, this is what a lot of real estate developers do. Regardless if Trump is president, regardless Democrat, Republican, whatever. This was even way before Donald Trump was even in politics. This is what a lot of real estate developers do. And she started to attack him. When she did attack him, a lot of those billionaires who are in development said that we're probably not going to invest in New York anymore.
Oh, well.
Don't say, oh, well. That affects a lot of people.
Oh, well.
When that happened, I already knew. I was like, this is not looking well. I don't think Trump is going to have to pay this. And look what fell. This is exactly what happened. The appellate court decided it was excessive, and now they reduced it. And the bond, he was not going to get a bond for $500 million. You cannot get a bond for $500,000. It is practically impossible to get one.
He's still not getting no support from his cronies.
No, he has the money now to cover this. His attorneys were actually doing a sigh of relief. And also, type in Trump social media. Trump's company just went public, and he's now $6.4
So? $6.4 billion. $6.4
$6.4 billion richer. So,
So, $6.4 billion. 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 $6 I don't care.
acquisition. Yeah,
I don't
his
care.
media company went public, and now he's
Look, I'm just back here talking. I'm like, this was a tactic then. So what you're telling me is if
So
his
he could
thing
go public.
went public, then that was a tactic to get it reduced because they could have attached this to that.
Yep.
So he's playing in our face, you guys. He's playing in
Well,
our
like
face.
he always does.
Well, actually,
And they
did
say
you know-
Diddy on the
okay,
run.
let me finish my sentence, Corey, real quick. Okay, also, they all planned, since his company got signed Friday night to go public, since his company got signed Friday night to go public, they also planned, if nothing were going to work, they were going to sell their shares early so they could pay the $465 million judgment. But they were also in the appellate court, and that's what happened. I am not shocked that this happened. As I always said, Letitia has many other crimes to be focusing in New York. We have so much other things that she should be focusing more on, not just Trump, that she should be focusing on, but she doesn't. She only uses Trump as a way to get her political donations, which I wouldn't blame her because I'd do the same as well.
It's a flex, New Yorker. It's a flex. I mean,
It's a
think about it, on
flex.
her resume. You're over here putting a former United States president who is the New Yorker, Teflon Don, through litigation. Like, she will forever be riding this wave. This is generational wealth. Like,
She wanted a flex. She wanted a flex.
this is generational wealth, the flex on top of all flexes. Her great grandkids will be eating off what she did to do something like this. She's using her position to build.
She don't have
her
kids. I don't think she has
career.
kids.
She better
Or
get
her
some.
name or her family. Yeah, she probably doesn't have kids. But you're right. Sebastian. Sorry, I was calling you the New Yorker. Sorry.
Yeah, I knew that this was not going to happen. I knew it wasn't. And the first person I saw actually who liked the post was Curves' favorite, Dr. Heavenly. We all knew this was not going to happen. We all knew this was not going to happen. This is something that they all do. This was not going to happen. This was not going to happen.
Biting the hand that feeds her. These are people contribute to her. Pam. Oh, see. Well, you know what? If you have to bite the hand that feeds you to get to the criminal's hands, then sometimes that has to happen.
And it's going to mess up for Letitia, because mark my words, they're going to prop someone up to go against her.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
They will. They're gonna.
Don't they always?
Curves. They're gonna try to
she's
take her
been
out,
popular ever
and
since
she's not going to
Andrew Cuomo.
extend. And her political career is basically ended. They're not going to continue her. They're just not. After this was the big one, the big whale. You caught Moby Dick. Now go retire.
Well, this is what happens. Obsession is a disease. And when you do become obsessed with a case as an attorney, police officer, or whatever, it can mess your whole career up. And that's what Letitia did. Don't get me wrong. She is great. She's smart. She's very smart. Don't get me wrong. She's a very smart woman.
Did she really though?
She messed up and she used her intelligence she used her intelligence that could impact the whole state of New York. Because if we don't have these real estate developers investing in New York, it's going to be problematic. Now, this is a victory for Donald Trump. I'm going to say something and Corey's going to jump me. Corey, cover your ears.
Okay.
I won't be shocked if this man wins the presidential election.
Oh, you know it's going to happen, Sebastian. What are you talking about? You know full well this is going to happen. Come on. January 2020, and President Donald J. Trump.
I'm not going to be shocked. It's not that I'm hoping for it.
It's going to happen. What are you talking about, Sebastian? It's going. You just said it. You know it's going to happen.
Right on, Mamere. Thanks for noticing.
Come on. You know it's going to happen. That's why you had some doubt in your voice, because you know it's going to happen. You may not be happy with it, but you know he's going to be reelected.
I'm not going to be shocked. I'm honestly not going to be shocked. And the biggest reason is...
Period.
Can I come over, Mademoiselle? Can me and my black family
Where's Mademoiselle?
where you are and be
Mademoiselle
and be safe?
Yeah, Mademoiselle, I'm right behind you too, Curves.
What country is Mademoiselle in? Mademoiselle, what country are you in?
Is where you are black friendly? Do they have any extra room?
There is no black friendly country.
We need to find how many rooms we need, Curves.
Right? Because this is really America is so embarrassing. I'm just like, really?
Well, the thing is, this all started. I'm gonna say this. This all started when America started to get embarrassing for having presidents, it all started under William Jefferson Clinton.
Period. There we go.
When the blowjobs.
Curves, did we not just talk about William Jefferson Clinton? Did we not just bring him up?
Yeah, but we didn't say it was embarrassing.
When that's when there was no respect.
It was embarrassing when they elected Donald J. Trump.
No, that wasn't embarrassing.
Nixon was equally embarrassing.
Yes, Nixon was too.
Embarrassment. Nixon
At least
was
Nixon knew when to quit.
Here you go, Allie.
I knew the whole. It all changed ever since the whole BJ's under the desk at the Oval Office. That's what
it ain't like that wasn't the first BJ that happened in the Oval.
Well, that was the first one that became national.
The first one that got caught.
Albania.
Right. And that's when the role.
She's in Albania.
Oh, she's in Albania.
Isn't that near the Caucasus Mountains?
Yes, I think so. No, that's Georgia. Or Armenia.
You both are correct. Albania, you both are correct. Yes.
Thanks for coming up, Allie.
Hey, well, you guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just got in. I just got off of work.
Okay, well, you missed a lot. Candiace quit. Robin might have got fired. More people are going to get let go. They're speculating it might be Karen and Wendy, but we don't know for sure yet.
And Ashley and Wendy, not Karen and Wendy. Ashley and Wendy.
Oh, Ashley. No, somebody in the comments had said it was Karen and Wendy, but might be Ashley and Wendy. Somebody, Diddy's houses in LA and
New York and Miami. New York too.
Miami
Oh shoot, they dropped it.
Freaking raided. His sons are in handcuffs.
And you said it was DHS, Homeland Security. One of you said it was DHS is involved.
Yeah, no,
it is
Homeland
DHS.
Security was in there.
He's done. You all know that. You all know that, right? Homeland. You know he's done, right? You all know that.
No, he's not gonna be done. I'm gonna tell you why. Well, Diddy is done.
I need to realize just going through the New York roster. New Yorker.
The problem is with Diddy is that they say that Diddy records everything in his house. And what Lil Rod said there were politicians up in those homes, the New York, LA, and Miami homes. So he's gonna take a deal, of course. He's gonna take a deal. I'm gonna tell you that. Diddy's gonna take a deal. He's gonna do some time, take a deal, and then gonna be out. Watch. Because he has, if he has politicians involved, we know they don't want their freaky stuff to come.
Correct, Sebastian. Yes, you're correct.
Okay. All I gotta say is 2024 is not boring. Every month is something. Like as soon as the month ends, something drops.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And we're not even to April yet.
No. And wait a minute. I know Candiace and Robin are gone, but Karen too?
They're not officially. So are these his kids? Look.
Yes, that's King, I think.
Okay, so New Yorker, Diddy, Trump. What about Jigga Man?
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Diddy, the thing is, there are two things that might happen to Diddy. Don't be shocked if we hear Mr. Combs is no longer with us anymore and he's decided to take the easy way out. Don't be shocked.
He better get all his stuff in order though, because
he has too many children. His children are too small.
They'll all end up like damn Wendy Williams' son, evicted out of their luxury apartments, not able to take the money.
If Diddy does anything to himself, then the government's going to go after all of his assets. So Sebastian, I really, really fall in line with what you're saying. My only concern is if Puff does anything to himself, then of course everything that you have just said will become null and void in regards to Puff taking a deal. Like it's just gonna become null and void. And then his children, especially his daughters, are going to be like Wendy Williams' son, borderline indigent.
His children are 17, almost 18 years old.
Okay, but that's not grown. You know, a 17-year-old's not grown. What you gonna do? Those twins? No. A 17-year-old is just, that's a high schooler. That's high school.
2006.
That's too young.
In December, they're gonna be 18 years old in December.
You know, an 18-year-old can't work like that. They don't even hire. There are places that won't even hire.
They don't even have the mind to work yet. You
They
trying
don't
to
even know how to work.
No, I'm not saying that they should work. I never said they should work.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm gonna be very. It's gonna be very sad. And these past couple of weeks, I've seen people put reckless things in their comments, and I'm just like, why are y'all trying to bring their father situation onto them? They're kids. Like, leave them alone. But I will say that we just gotta hope that
sins of the father.
No. Children should not pay for the sins of their father.
But it even says, isn't it biblical that if you're not right, then kids will pay the sins of the father? Isn't it biblical?
If you kind of think about it, Curves, that's kind of like, you know, when people bring up karma, when it comes back to you, it comes back to your children. When you're a bad person, it will come back to your children. And it's almost as if your children have to rectify your wrongs, or your children will just stop having children. So whatever the wrong is has now ceased. But remember, I mean, all of you on this panel, you know full well, energy is not destroyed. It's just morphosized. It's just changed. You put out bad energy, like whatever you do, it doesn't just end. It continues and carries on. And look at what we're seeing right now. What's going on with Puff? I know we don't have information regarding Jigga Man, but he does not have a good history. I think Puff Daddy has a worse history. But regarding Jay-Z, I think it's important to know who he is affiliated with, because Jay-Z's billions really, really, really does. If we think about it, Sebastian, I know you know, when it comes to Berkshire Hathaway, that Jigga Man basically moved that money from Rockefeller into his investments with Berkshire Hathaway. And I think that there may be some protection, because I know that Jay-Z is heavily positioned. Like, I don't know, he personally knows he knew Charlie Munger. Jay-Z, personally knew Charlie Munger. There is a picture I remember when Sebastian, when Jay-Z had his 40/40 club. I don't know if he still has it, but it's him and you know who I'm talking about.
I do know that Jay-Z
Berkshire Hathaway, the very famous known billionaire.
Yes.
I don't know how his name is. Warren Buffett. How do I forget his name?
Warren Buffett. That's his name.
So I know you've seen that picture. Curves, you have to see this. So you have Jigga Man and Warren Buffett, one of the most known.
Don't play it, Curves.
Huh?
This is from Forbes.
Yeah, Curves. There's that picture of Jigga Man and Warren Buffett.
They're tight.
They're tight. Throwing the rock. So you have Warren Buffett affiliated. Warren Buffett throwing the rock. You have look at the picture.
Yeah, they're
so this video is Jay-Z to Warren Buffett, honoring the 10th anniversary of the conversation between Warren Buffett, Jay-Z, and Forbes, releasing a never-before-seen clips. Copyright, I don't know the rights to this copyright. Let's add, where's my freaking copyright? Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, and scholarship and research. You guys, we're doing some research over here, all right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you know who these men are? This is who, I don't, whatever
innocent.
Whatever Jay-Z has done, he has very powerful friends. Very, very, very powerful friends. And he paid good money for this. And this is 20 years in the
Well, the thing is, I'm going to say this. Jay-Z, P. Diddy, they have powerful people that they've been affiliated with. But at the end of the day, they never covered their asses. And they need to remember themselves that their skin tone will always have an impact. And these powerful people are ready to drop them no matter what.
Sorry about that, Allie. I was like, I knew that. I heard the beeping. You guys, Allie, what do you have to add to the conversation? Can't hear you. Okay, go ahead, Sebastian. Ali, chime in when you're.
These powerful people, the Jay-Z and Diddy, they have very close relationships with very powerful people. But the thing is, those powerful people are non-melanated, and those non-melanated folks, they're not. It's not difficult for them to give up on the melanated folks, and that's exactly what they most likely going to do.
Per Sloan Bella, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to drill and drain these Negroes of all the green that they had that made them almost on the same playing field as them, and then be done with the Negroes.
Black men don't usually K. Well, no, the other group don't K themselves either. They K them and say that they K themselves. That's what I meant by when I said Diddy might do something. No, Diddy's not.
You end up on the island so they can, yeah.
Also, Curves, Sebastian, there's something I do want to share, and it should be noted. One reason why Puff always had a target on his back, maybe he did not know, but Puff always had a target on his back. And the big reason is because he is not married. He is not married. One thing Black men do not know, or they do know, they refuse to accept, is that you're not going to, and this is really for all men, because white men get it, but Black men, for some reason, just haven't really picked up on this. You are not going to be accepted. You're not going to move through society. You're not going to progress.
Hold on 1 second. I have a phone call, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Elijah, put me backstage, and then I'll text you when I'm ready.
Oh, awesome. Fashion's great.
So go ahead.
Puff isn't married. One thing, just an example, Curve. Let's kind of change it. Will Smith. There's a lot going on.
You can go to his counterpart, George Clooney. He almost made it through his whole life, but then finally for him to get accepted, he had to go get married and get some kids out of her.
And think about, and very true, Curves, and think about who he married. Who did George Clooney marry? Because I know you remember.
Lawyer,
a human rights lawyer, a beautiful Lebanese human rights lawyer. Like stunning. And remember, Curves, you remember he made it clear in the 90s, I am not getting married. He kept wearing that Hollywood bachelor badge with pride. He really, really did. And at the end of the day, what happened? George Clooney had to settle down. You have to get married. And George Clooney is an industry, he's industry. His mother is Rosemary Clooney. She had a show way, way, way back in the day.
And he still had to succumb and get married.
And he still had to get married. And maybe your grandmother, Curves, remembers, it was a long time ago, George Clooney's grandmother or aunt, Rosemary Clooney. So he's industry. George Clooney is industry. That's how he got in. I know some of us remember him from The Facts of Life when he was dating Joe. Oh my God. So he was cute on ER. Yeah, wasn't he?
You know what? There were also rumors about George Clooney and that bachelor house that he lived in. Because didn't he have some roommates in that bachelor house?
Yes, he did. Curves, you and your memory. That bachelor house he had, Barbara Walters actually interviewed him in the 90s when he was still on ER in that bachelor house. And that's something that I remember hearing. It's like, George Clooney's living in a house with a bunch of guys. And when he was still living there, another thing, Curves, he did not request an increase in his salary with ER. Barbara Walters outright said that he was still making like $40,000 per episode, while Anthony Edwards, and of course, we love Eric. You remember, dude, our guy Eric, what's up? You remember the Black Doctor, and we loved him.
Yeah.
Eric LaSalle.
Oh my God, Eric LaSalle.
Wasn't that?
He was making good money. He was making good, like $250,000 mil. All of them are making good money. I mean, it's ER. But George Clooney did not want to renew his contract. He was doing something like year by year, only making $40,000 because he wanted to branch out, remember, and do movies. But what happened? The movies were okay. Batman wasn't really going anywhere. George Clooney, producing, it was all right, but he just wasn't getting that in until he got married. And when he got married, he got that Oscar. They don't play games. They want their men.
You're right. That is a formula, huh? Oh my God.
And he got the Oscar. Let's continue. Will Smith would not be anywhere he is right now today if he did not have Jada. Jada's the queen of Hollywood. Will Smith better be kissing that woman's ass every single day. Jada understood the assignment and she delivered with a 4.6 GPA. Jada did it. We can do a whole other life as to how Jada understood and did what needed to be done. Will Smith is not Will Smith is Will Smith because of Jada. Period. Jada, the looks, Jada's background, how she handles herself. She's adorable and lovable. Everybody likes her. And she's still kept in Hollywood. Yes, she is. She kept the youth. Curves. Look at Jada Pinkett, 1997, the Academy Awards, 1997, and look at Jada now. What's the difference?
Her cheeks.
25 years. Okay, the cheek. 25 years. We'll give her that. 25 years. We'll give her that. So after 25 years, 2 kids, she has cheeks. Jada's bad.
Yeah, she a bad person.
She's bad to the bone is what she's bad. Jada's bad.
Bad person.
God. And everybody adores her. Speaking of George Clooney loves her. Curves, you should hear George Clooney talking about Jada.
Jesus.
And did they have a fling ever? Because didn't somebody who dated Brad Pitt? Somebody black dated? Was that Robin Givens?
Yeah, that was Robin Givens. That was before Brad Pitt was Brad Pitt.
Yeah, like early
when he was a tennis pro.
And Mike Tyson scared him off.
You know what's interesting about our theory though is that if the marriage is the thing, Will was married before Jada to the other lady.
Will was.
She was, but that marriage didn't work out, and Jada is Jada.
It didn't work out because Jada fanned her behind in front of Will.
Oh well.
She can have some kind of
Corey
clout in Hollywood because she can't act.
Corey, she's Tupac's widow. Hence, widow.
She's not Tupac's widow, dear.
She's actually Tupac's widow. She had
She's
to move
not
on.
Tupac's widow.
Let
me tell you something. I know Jada.
She's Tupac's
I know
widow.
Jada. I knew Pac, and they were not married. They were not even dating.
They were spiritually
not even
married.
looking at her like that.
Tupac was with Madonna. That was confirmed. Tupac was also with Madonna at the exact same time. I mean, Tupac was Tupac. And on top of that, Tasha K said there's
Tupac
another.
was also with Kadada.
Around, I get around. Yeah, we know Pac. We know you did. We know you said so. Get around.
Is her Red Table Talk still happening, or they cut it off?
No, they've been cut that off. They don't even have Facebook Live anymore.
That's because too many people are asking questions.
About what? Will Smith, yes, Will Smith was Will Smith before Jada, but Will Smith did not blow up in movies like this way until
he did.
Passing.
Yes, he did.
Well, you know what we could do is a timeline.
You know who first was supposed to have that role at Independence Day? Do you know who they first spoke to? You know who they first spoke to. You know who it is.
Keanu Reeves?
No, it was not no damn Keanu Reeves. One person only, who also went to Hollywood to speak to the producers and the director, Dean Devlin. I know the 90s. You know who it is. He was the one who was supposed to be in Independence Day. You know who he is. You know his name.
Who was it? I don't remember.
Not Jada.
Jada's first husband, Jada's ex-husband. Well, who has now passed.
Tupac?
Yes.
Jada was never married to Tupac.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
What do you cut it out? And first off,
he was not married. They were not married. Yeah, I'm sorry. They never dated.
I know they were not married.
They never dated.
We're making it's a joke.
They never even bumped uglies.
Okay.
Corey. In Jada's book, Jada practically said she was dating that man. She was practically married to his.
Jada is alive.
Went to high school with him.
So we're just
from high school.
I know Jada, and that is not the truth. I was there.
Or you were not there. I'm not even
yes, I was. My cousin and Jada are friends.
Hey,
you can't tell me my life story because I know it. I was there. Jada didn't deal the funny stuff either.
Really?
Jada is lying.
Jada is lying. Jada is Jada.
Jada lies.
And you know what you are, and Jada
lies.
Jada is the baddest girl in Hollywood. Jada Will Smith is super duper actor.
I'll let you have that one.
Two beautiful babies. You don't even let me. Jada already has it. You even let me have it.
I'll let you have it.
You already took it.
Just like men once checking for Jada, just like they ain't checking for J-Lo no more.
Okay, well, they worked that out. Allie, is your mic working yet? I haven't heard your thoughts.
No one is checking for Jada. Jada, who is known to Gen Alpha and Gen Z. Jada's from the 90s. Yet people who are Gen Z, who were born past 2001, know who Jada is. And Jada still looks bad though. Jada still looks like Jada.
Yes, mademoiselle. He should have stayed with
They were never married. It was a joke.
He should have stayed with Cherie.
Jada should have never put it in her book like they were promised to each other when he had a whole wife who was who nursed him through prison. It's so weird.
Curves, wasn't it discussed in the 90s that Tupac was engaged to Tada? And not only that, Quincy also said, Quincy was very close to Tupac, and there's some conversation about those two entanglement. Speaking of entanglements, the original entanglement, but Pac, Q, Tada. So when I say Tupac's widow, I'm being facetious. I'm being just on surface. It's a joke. But we all know those two were very, very close. They went to high school together. I mean, it's Jada and Pac. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm not sure any Gen Zs are checking for Jada or Will. I'm not sure.
They know who she is. Like, they know who she is.
Yeah, like that's why. It's because they only know her from sitting in the audience while her husband went and slapped Chris Rock. Like, that's the extent of it.
That was the soul of Machiavelli. That was the soul of Machiavelli coming to the Fresh Prince. That was Tupac's soul that slapped Chris Rock.
You know what? Actually, they ended up showing that it had been a whole entire skit that played out before or something. Did you guys see that? That in the Mandela effect, that whole scene has happened already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that whole slap had already happened. Here, let me see if I can find it while we keep talking about stuff. We're going to wrap it up here in 4 minutes. Any final thoughts before we go through? Because it's going on to a 3-hour live, you guys. I was say how
you still have to address, there still is the situation with Puff and this rape, and of course, Portia and Simon.
Yeah, Portia and Simon, we're going to have to come back on, and the other part, because this is crazy. I don't appreciate his kids being in handcuffs for stuff their dad let them do.
They're grown men, and
their dad created an environment in which they were taught this shit is normal, and it's not.
Yeah. But they're being named in a lawsuit.
Teresa, look what happened to Teresa. Teresa's not right, and it's her husband who got her completely involved in what happened.
But she signed her name. That's why she was named, because she signed her name. If these kids didn't sign anything, then why are they in handcuffs if they didn't sign anything?
Because they were a part of a lawsuit. They're a part of a lawsuit that was just brought.
I heard that they would bring the young girls to the parties or something like that.
That's still S trafficking.
Look, is it technically trafficking, or is it I'm going to this party at Star Island? Do you want to come? The way that it is when Epstein did it.
Still was trafficking when he did it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just upset that the kids are getting dragged into it.
They're not kids, they're grown men.
Are they trying to bring down Black men to even the score of all the other non-Black men have done? Because it's because I feel they're trying to this lick against Black men because of Weinstein.
Yeah,
Weinstein, the Les Moonves. Curves, if I just real quickly, Les Moonves. So I know you.
We never even had to talk about Les again.
You don't remember, because think about something, Curves. I'm going to put something in your brain, and it's going to hit you hard. When you were a young girl, I know you remember those shows like Murphy Brown, Designer Women. I know you were young, but I'm sure your mom or your grandmom watched them, especially Murphy Brown. You were pretty young back then.
Yeah.
And those shows were very unique. Once Les Moonves comes into CBS, that's the change, because we no longer have the Murphy Brown. We no longer have Murder, She Wrote. We no longer have designing women. We now have all these crime investigative shows where women are basically dead and being dissected. Like everything changed with CBS, where the focus changed from women, workplace, women engaging with each other, women as a writer, Angela Lansbury. I still remember the theme song to that show. I still remember that theme song. He canceled all of their shows, or he put the show in a position where it couldn't be successful. Like he moved Murder, She Wrote to Sunday night, as opposed to like Thursday, Friday night. So he kept taking it. So it's competing with with football and sports, stuff like that. Angela Lansbury doesn't do Sunday night. She's a Friday night girl. He basically put her in a position where she would not be successful at her show, which was super, super popular. He then gets these shows canceled because they're no longer bringing in revenue. And then he moves into like those big cop shows, like, all the CSI, the NCIS, they're all interesting, but it's, and they're procedural and all of that. But it's just like women being murdered and dead and unalive and abused. So I just want to bring that up to you. Just as like, because we kind of, I like how, like, because the 90s, and we can bring in the 90s to kind of fulfill everything that we're talking about, because it really starts in the 90s, and we're now seeing the logical conclusion of things that started in the 90s. Like this whole situation with Puff started in the early 90s, Uptown Records, Kim Porter, Misa, Andre, we all know him. So it's just coming about.
So whatever happened to Les Moonves? Like, he just get to walk away. We don't even know, is he even currently under, did his house get raided? Are his kids in handcuffs? Where the hell is Julie Chen? Did she get drug out the house in handcuffs?
Here's a better question, Curve. What happened to Matt Lauer and his home in the Hamptons?
Did his house get taken?
No. And y'all need to look up what he was doing to women. You need to look up what Matt Lauer was doing to women at the workplace. This guy had a special button underneath his door.
Oh yeah, to lock it. Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yo, come on. And these women would just black out because they're just like, oh my God, I'm being RA, just, it's so sad. I just want to bring that up. Just let that be known.
Sebastian.
Is Sebastian back? Alyssa, I hope he's back.
No, he's not back. And we're on 3 hours and 1 minute. Curvies, you know what? Thanks for coming through today. We've had a robust conversation. You know I love a robust conversation. Corey, what are your final thoughts?
I don't know.
AA, what are your final thoughts?
This live was awesome. Thank you so much, RHOP Curves. I have been wondering where your channel is. I'm so happy I found it. You are so awesome. And it just cracks me up because they were all saying for like 6 months that I was you. Like people
that is hilarious.
That if I was you, this was like going on for the longest time. And so when I saw you on that live, it's like we finally had to get together so everyone can see, like, two people.
Yeah, it's two of us. This is not LaToya Jackson and Michael Jackson. There's two different people.
I cannot with you. Goodbye. I cannot. See you later tonight with Portia. Fine. I'll see you later tonight. I already have.
Yeah, we got to come back on this thing in like an hour and a half because Heavenly's getting ready to talk to Carlos, and then she's going to be on her Patreon at 8. She already just posted, and we can ask her anything. So I'm gonna be asking her, what does she think about them people trying to spin the story that she's the worst thing that ever happened to Married to Medicine, and let Toya and Surround Sound get off. I mean, the Day Drinker, I'm serious. Surround Sound and the Day Drinker are really the most problematic on that show, and they get to pretend like they're the solution, and they're not. I'm baffled, you guys. Anyway, and Sebastian, are you back yet? I just brought him back up. He didn't tell me to. Allie, did your mic ever work?
Is it working now?
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts, darling?
My final thoughts is 2024 is not boring. I mean, first you had Cat Williams that I forgot what was last month, and now this is blown up. And I'm hurt. I hope Karen is not leaving because I'm still hurt that Candiace is leaving. And now I'm hearing Karen. Well, then just cancel the whole show. Just cancel the whole show.
Yeah, or do the, what do they call it? A reboot.
Something. And then the whole thing was Puffy. I don't feel sorry because I've always felt like Puffy has something to do with what happened to Biggie, and no one ever talks whatever happened, the truth, whatever happened to Biggie. So maybe we might find out what happened.
Yes, I hope so. You know what, Curvies? I appreciate all you guys for coming up and sharing your POV, even when we don't agree. Understand that LRGA Curves, I love you. I respect you. We don't have to agree to get on in this world, but we have to talk about it. And then maybe we can hear, why don't we agree? And if I don't have to change my mind to agree with you, but I might listen and understand you more if I understand what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? So by no means do we have to agree, but we do definitely have to talk about it. And I appreciate you guys for coming through, sharing your thoughts here on LRGA Curves. This was an impromptu 3-hour live. We had a lot to say. And we're going to go.
I would really love to hear your POV.
Yeah, we love
great
the POV.
Panel, great chat, great panel, great everything.
Right on. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in the next video.
Right on. Curves, you are busy. You're not just